CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Fourth and goal. Breeze throws it up for grabs. Knocked down. And there's a flag back at the 25-yard line. 40 yards away to win it in overtime for the Chargers. Kick on the way. It is no good. He missed it wide right. The kick on the way. Good. The Jets win it in overtime. Looks like we made it. I thought so till today. Until you...
Hold on, not so fast. Today the Jets face the best record in football, these Steelers. In Pittsburgh, where they've yet to lose this season.
Don't lose at home! Don't lose at home! 1, 2, 3, dominate!
And dominate they have, led by a ferocious defense and the timing of Big Ben, their surprising and undefeated first-year quarterback. Today, the rookie will endeavor to keep alive the Steelers' drive for 5. That long quest for a 5th ring, one for the thumb. Will history smile on the Steelers' side? Or will the Jets author a second straight playoff road upset? Potential heroes in this 4-quarter drama. Who will write tomorrow's headline?
Vince Lombardi. Winning the championship.
The playoffs, win or go home.
The playoffs.
Let's do it, die.
It wouldn't matter if I had to play 20 years to win a Super Bowl. That's my goal.
Field in Pittsburgh, the scene, 65,000 fans to see the Jets, the upset winners last week at San Diego against the best record in football, the Steelers 15-1. The terrible towels are out as the Steelers are introduced, linking this team 25 years back to the last Super Bowl champions that represented this city, those glorious 70s when Chuck Noll's team won 4 Super Bowl titles. They are ready in Pittsburgh as we welcome you. Dick Enberg with Hall of Famer Dan Deerdorf, and this is what they fight for their entire lives.
Dick, this is the best weekend of football all season. I know last weekend, wild card weekend, is great, but the 4 best teams in the league come out to protect their home field advantage this weekend.
They played earlier, a month ago. The Steelers won 17-6, but the Jets outgained them in that game. And Pittsburgh presents one of the great stories of this football season in young Ben Roethlisberger.
The toast of the town, number 7 is. And let me tell you something. In that very first game, he didn't play the best that he could play. Now, Ben, interestingly enough, bruised his ribs about 3 weeks ago. They're fine. About an hour and a half ago, he was out here on the field experimenting as to whether or not to wear gloves, even sucking his thumb. I'm not sure what that's all about. But he played his worst game of the year against the Jets in that first meeting. And the Jets defended him with this front 4. They got both of their ends upfield because Ben loves to run laterally out of the pocket, and they did a lot of twisting and looping with their tackles inside. Statistically, a bad game for Roethlisberger. And on the Jets sideline, that's John Abraham, their all-pro defensive end. He's going to miss his 6th consecutive game, Dick.
Yeah, Terror on the edge, one of the best pass rushers in football, will not play today. Well, while it's the thumb maybe that's a concern, Big Ben and the Steelers, it was the shoulder of Chad Pennington. He injured at midseason, missed 3 games. He admits he is not 100%, but he showed that arm is getting stronger last week.
It is getting better. He's not the strongest arm quarterback that has ever played this game, but he really did make himself and the Jets rest a lot easier with his ability to go deep. This long touchdown pass, 47 yards to Santana Moss, is something, Dick, that Chad and the Jets are going to have to do today quite often against the Steelers. Now, the UPS reliable game points. I think both emotionally and physically, the Jets left a lot in San Diego last week. Can they fill the bucket again? And for Pittsburgh, he has not looked like a rookie at all this season, but this is Big Ben's first playoff game. It'll be interesting to see how he does, Dick.
And an added bonus to 13,000-yard rushers, the Bus Bettis and Curtis Martin of the Jets.
got friends, you've got beer. The trick is, A, never confusing the two, B, having plenty of both, C, always having something to drink to. Life beckons, and you're holding the key.
At playoff time, when every down counts, you deserve the best picture and surround sound the game has to offer. CBS Sports and Sony bring you today's game in high definition. It's your ticket to a football experience like no other. So sit back and enjoy today's game in HD TV.
You've got friends, you've got beer. The trick is, A, never confusing the two, B, having plenty of both, C, always having something to drink to. Life beckons, and you're holding the key.
A frenzy of fans here at Heinz Field. Look at the towels. 28 degrees. It was 50 degrees warmer 3 days ago. They had to cut the grass at Heinz Field. Let's go down to the field and Armin Katayan.
Thank you, Dick. I'm with head coach Bill Cowher. Bill, great scene, but you've got a well-rested football team against a Jets team that's gone back-to-back overtime games. How big of an edge? How might you best exploit it?
Well, I know it's an edge. The playoffs bring out an energy that the regular season doesn't. You know, we're rested, but it's a one-game season. We know it. We just got to get off to a good start and keep our crowd into it.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Dick.
All right, and with all the success in his 13 years, Bill Cowher knows that that defeat can come painfully quick in the championship round, as the Jets will get the ball first. Jericho, Cotchery, B.J. Askew, two youngsters are back. Cotchery returned one for a touchdown in the games that concluded the season in St. Louis. That's Jeff Reed to kick it off for Pittsburgh.
Dick, Bill Cowher talked about keeping the crowd in it. I don't think that's a problem. This place is insane.
Hopes a quick score by the Jets will dull that enthusiasm. Here comes Cotchery. And Jericho spins away from one tackler, but is brought down shy of the 20 by Ike Taylor. And here comes the Jets offense. Sore shoulder and all. Chad Pennington's numbers are good on the year. He needs to be great today. Pro Bowl center Kevin Mawai is New York's emotional and physical leader in the middle of that line. And classy Curtis Martin, a native of Pittsburgh, is the oldest ever at 31 to win the NFL rushing title. Martin with Gerald Soule, the fullback. Tight end Bett in motion. And a quick throw to the sideline to Santana Moss. And he sprints across the 30 to the 32 and a first down. Well, let's take a look now at the Pittsburgh Steelers defense of Bill Cowher, led up front by Aaron Smith's 8 sacks. Linebacking is the strength of this #1 NFL defense, with Pro Bowlers James Ferrier and Joey Porter. And in his second year, safety Troy Polamalu. He goes to Honolulu with a team-high 5 interceptions. A gain of a dozen on the first play of the game for the Jets. And now it's Martin's turn. Knocked down at the 34 after a gain of 2 as Pro Bowler James Ferrier made the tackle.
Well, some things to keep an eye on this afternoon. We're going to start off talking about Kevin Mawai and this offensive line. Can they keep this Pittsburgh defense away from their quarterback? And what a plethora of running backs we've got today. Curtis and Lamont. We've got Jerome and Deuce. We're going to see some great running today. And can they put some defensive pressure on Big Ben as they did in game number 1, forcing him into some dangerous throws.
Second down and 8. Pennington looking long. Almost intercepted. Missed Justin McCarron's and almost picked off as a flag goes down. Deshae Townsend covering.
Holding. Number 69 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And that penalty, Dan, is like opening a wound for Herm Edwards. In the game here a month ago, this Jets team, one of the least penalized in the league in the last 4 years, 12. You see a dozen of them in the first half.
Yeah, and the Jets all week long have been talking to themselves about if we wouldn't have been so stupid in committing all those penalties in the first game, they think they could have had a lead at halftime instead of 3-3. So this is a football team that can't afford to be in a hole here on the road. Big mistake.
Well, second and long now for Pennington, and this is where Pittsburgh likes to come with a blitz. They give us to Martin, and he drives to the 29 before James Ferrier voted the Steelers' most valuable player on his way to a first Pro Bowl, makes the tackle.
Well, you can't win football games if you're not going to convert third and long. But I think that Chad Pennington, Herman Edwards, and Paul Hackett would have liked to have gone farther into the game than having won this early. This is where this Pittsburgh defense is at its most dangerous.
3 wide receivers. Wayne Corbett in the slot. Pennington third and a dozen down the middle. Corbett can't come down with it at the 45-yard line. He thought he was interfered with by Willie Williams, but it's an incomplete pass and the punting team comes on.
Boy, Wayne comes up just firing at the official nearest. Let's take a look. Watch Wayne going to make a break, and he runs right into Williams. Now keep in mind, Willie Williams as a defender has the ability to preserve his space on the field. And he's standing there, and if Corbett runs into him, it's not a penalty.
Antoine Randall L back. Toby Goins punt toward the sidelines, and very short. It's going to go out of bounds near the 40-yard line of the Steelers. Just shy of the 40. 32-yard punt by Goin. We're underway. The playoffs in Pittsburgh.
Sand painting is practiced by many cultures. Notice how they place the sand, 1 grain at a time. They've been working on this piece for over 8 days. I'm sorry, no pictures, please. Just look at the detail.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 16.
You are now free to move about the country.
I'd like every single picture of little Jeannie to just disappear completely. Her first step, her first tooth, first bite of real food. You remember that? Peas. It was peas. And corn.
Millions of Americans are just asking for a computer virus. That's why America Online now gives away comprehensive virus protection to all our members. Absolutely free.
Teeny who?
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
Here, honey.
Good morning. Let's talk about the going to be much more the same over the next couple of days. You might want to do some hard work. The weather situation.
Okay, here's your ticket.
Thank you.
Stay cool however you can and make sure that
Call me when you get there.
I will.
Tired of waiting for your reward? With Thank You from Citi, you get great rewards that are easy to earn, easy to redeem. That's a card you can count on.
Garcia is gonna have to cut this. A little body English goes a long way. Watch the FBR Open on CBS.
Friendly home of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Heinz Field. They were 8-0 this year and rarely trailed. In fact, they never were behind at home going into the second quarter all season. Look at the numbers for Roethlisberger. They're all-time for a rookie. But the best of all is 13 starts, 13 wins. Tommy Maddox injured in the second game of the season, and Roethlisberger took over. Hands off to the bus, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Let's take a look up front. 2 Pro Bowl blockers for the Steelers, guard Alan Faneca and center Jeff Hardings. And Plexico Burress, the 6'5" wide receiver, didn't play in the last game against the Jets. He starts today, averaging nearly 20 yards a catch. Hines, Ward, Plexico Burress, Antoine Randall, three outstanding receivers for Roethlisberger. 2nd and 10. The fake. His first throw is deep down the middle for Burress. Knocked away at the 20-yard line as David Barrett got back to fly swat it away from Burress.
Well, what this does, first of all, this has been a weakness in the Jets defense, getting by safety Eric Coleman, and Burress is past Coleman. It's up to David Barrett, the corner, to make the play on the football. He's supposed to have over-the-top safety help, Coleman getting there, but Burress going deep keeps the Jets from putting 8 people in the box. Donnie Henderson telling us he can't be as aggressive as he was in the first game because Barrett's playing in this one.
3rd and long, and a flag before the snap. Veron Haynes has replaced Bettis in the backfield in that shotgun formation. He's a better receiver.
Number 84, offense.
Dick, that's why a talented wide receiver like Plexico Burress changes the running game, just the way Randy Moss does with Minnesota's running game. You can't commit that extra defender to stopping the run. You need that extra defender to put 2-man coverage on a talented receiver.
Let's go down to Armin Katan.
You guys were talking about Ben's thumb before the game. We had watched him. It appeared he was uncomfortable with that thumb as he was warming up. I spoke to him about it. He said it was fine, as did Bill Cowher. He's got that glove on. He's worn it 3 or 4 times a year. But in my mind, it's worth keeping an eye on, Dick. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Armin. They're not going to get this one off. Yep, they just did at 0-0. Roethlisberger deflected incomplete. Up in front of the pass was Derek Strait, the rookie from Oklahoma, to leap high and deflect the ball.
Ooh, how close was that to a huge break for the Jets? The ball just a little high for Derek Strait, but again, that's a ball. These are the playoffs. That's a ball that could have really easily and should have been intercepted by the rookie.
Backed upon Chris Gardocki. Has the longest string ever of a punt not being blocked, well over 1,000 kicks in his career. And he sends his left foot into this one and spins it towards Santana Moss. Hit immediately by Sean Morey, who is the special team star out of Brown University. He led the team in tackles on special teams during the year. No score early here at Hines.
Mr. Constantine, I need to see what you see. I need to understand.
What if I told you that God and the devil made a wager for the souls of all mankind?
I don't believe in the devil.
He should. He believes in you.
What? What is that?
Close your eyes. And whatever happens, don't look.
Keanu Reeves.
You see them. They see you.
Constantine. This film is not yet rated.
What's that?
Oh, it's a duvet cover.
A what?
A duvet cover. It's a decorative sham that also protects. Watch the game. The double quarter pounder with cheese. Pound one. Oh!
I'm loving it. What? It's a throw pillow.
Legendary coupes comes the CLS, the world's first ever 4-door coupe.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. McDonald's. And by IBM, helping companies innovate in an on-demand world.
Stakes are high. The Final Four AFC, Final Four NFC teams And the number 1 seed, the Steelers, on the AFC side. The Jets have had their problems scoring early all season long. Pennington gives to Martin. And Martin slashes his way out to the 30-yard line, and a gain of nearly 7. Here's a young guy. You saw him on the pregame feature. Grew up in Pittsburgh, in trouble. He said he dreamed so often about being shot. Had a gun at his head once, and the trigger pulled, but the bullet lodged in the gun and not ended his young life. Football was his savior, and now he's one of the top runners in the history of this game, Curtis Martin. Four-wide formation. They throw underneath to McCarron's, and he is hit immediately by Chad Scott, the veteran who returns from 9 weeks on the bench with an injured knee.
Well, the first time these two met in week 14, you can see it was a 17-6 Pittsburgh win. Even though the Jets had the advantage in yards, time of possession, unfortunately they also led in turnovers and penalties, which did them in. But it was 3-3 into the fourth quarter before Jerome Bettis threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, and put the game away.
First down on the pass play to McCarron's. Pennington can't get out of the pocket as he's twisted down by Clark Higgins. Higgins, who replaced Jason Gilden at that outside linebacker spot.
Well, Chad Pennington is not the most fleet-footed quarterback in the National Football League, and this Pittsburgh defense from every position can run. And that was an excellent job of maintaining the upfield containment by Higgins. He's still able to go inside the block, but still contain to that side of the field. Really well done by Higgins.
They bunch 3 wide receivers to the right, and now brings Soule, the fullback, in motion. Martin hit in the backfield, and he loses some more yards as this Steeler defense puts on the pressure. Higgins and Ferrier, the 2 linebackers.
Well, second and very long. The Jets, I think, are very predictable in using the draw play as much as they do. And as you can see, this did not fool the Pittsburgh defense whatsoever. Not one little bit. Ferrier was in there, the former Jet, first-team All-Pro. Once he gets done with Curtis Martin, even though he didn't make the tackle, the play was over.
Third down, 24. 3 down linemen, and they give it to Martin, and he picks up some good yardage all the way out to the 35, but that leaves the Jets at 4th and 11.
But that's a good play. That's a good play, resulted in some positive yardage. No surprise, these two teams know they're going to play a battle of field position. Neither one wants to put their defense in a compromising position. Be safe. In that type of yardage situation, get some good yardage and punt the ball away.
Gowen's first kick was short, 32 yards. And this one not much longer as Antoine Randall fields it and then skips out of bounds across the 35-yard line. 32-yard punt, 4 on the return. We have that timeout.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
I need help with this.
What is it?
It's me.
You?
Me. Important numbers. Social security, bank accounts, passwords, pins.
Your identity.
I'm afraid it'll be stolen.
Oh, we're working on biometric security and advanced encryption.
What's that?
Things to keep you secure.
What about the safe?
Just for show.
Oh.
Help desk.
A while back, a young couple came into H&R Block, and I said, you know, if you open an Express IRA, you'll get a bigger refund. And you can use the IRA to save for a house. They got all excited. She started talking about the baby's room. And he said, what baby? Next thing you know, they own a house. They brought in pictures of the baby's room and asked me what color to paint it. What could I say?
Come into H&R Block today and get every advantage you deserve.
Okay, should we go for 2?
Yeah, let's go for 2.
2, definitely 2.
Okay, on 2. 1, 2, 3.
You want TV in HD. Now's the time to get it. Go for 2. Buy a Sony digital TV and sign up for digital cable with HD to receive $100 in cable savings. Plus, you can get special financing on your Sony HD TV.
Good call, Cody.
Go for 2 today with Sony and digital cable with HD.
It can't be easy being the coach's son. Hoops for breakfast, pick and rolls for Christmas. And what if, when the big game finally comes, you miss the shot? What was I thinking?
And welcome back to Pittsburgh. You can get complete recaps from all of today's NFL games, plus insight from CBS Sportsline's NFL experts. Log on CBSSportsline.com. Roethlisberger and the Steelers have it at the 36. No score, first quarter. Big Ben to throw. And it is caught for a gain at the 50 into the 48. Hines Ward, who led the Steelers with 80 catches this year, his 6th consecutive year as the top receiver for Pittsburgh.
Well, a good-looking timing pattern here. Hines Ward. This is all the ball right now is already in the air as he makes the break in front of a rather large cushion that he's getting from David Barrett. This is where trust between a receiver and a quarterback is so valuable, and it's on throws like that sometimes that Ben just does not look like a rookie.
16-yard play, first down at the Jets 49, and here comes the bus. Rumbling to the 41-yard line, a gain of 8 for Bettis, who started 6 games this year, and all 6 he carried for more than 100 yards.
Well, I think everybody knows that Jerome Bettis relinquished the starting job to Deuce Staley, and it wasn't until Staley got hurt that Jerome was becoming the main guy again. And I think this start today is Bill Cowher's way of saying, Jerome, thank you. Thank you for the way you handled being a backup, and thank you for being ready when your number was called.
Second and a short 2. Back to Bettis. He's got the first down and more to the 34-yard line. Bettis, who was drafted by the Los Angeles Rams. That's how far back we go. And Chuck Knox was their coach, and he said, I'm forever thankful to Knox because in the draft workouts, he came to me and said, would you like to be a tailback? And he said, I've been a fullback all my life. He said, that'll move me up a couple of draft picks.
There is Deuce Staley on the Pittsburgh sideline. He will play today. Deuce is healthy, and he will play. Not 100%, but he's healthy enough.
Bettis learning to dodge linebackers and linemen as Roethlisberger dodges, throws deep, incomplete for Burris. Covered well by Donnie Abraham.
Now that's a throw that he only makes to Plexico Burris because he was covered all the way by Abraham. And I think Ben's saying, hey, I'm confident. I'll go with the jump ball because I think my 6'5" guy's got a better chance of getting it than the 5'9" or 5'10" Abraham.
Meanwhile, John Abraham, not related to Donnie, the premier defensive pass rusher, defensive end, Pro Bowler, not in uniform. Herm Edwards says should the Jets win, he feels that Abraham could play next week. Second and 10, back to Bettis and a couple of yards for Jerome. Interesting statistical matchup in this first quarter, Dan. Pittsburgh scored more points than anyone in the NFL in the opening quarter. The Jets allowed less points than anyone in the NFL in the first quarter. What we'll give here?
Well, so far, the New York Jets have been holding up their end of the bargain. I know that Pittsburgh is trying to get into the red zone, moving towards it, but this game playing to form.
Much like the very first game, a defensive battle, 3-3 all the way to the fourth quarter. On 3rd and 8, Roethlisberger scrambling. And dropped at the 26, short of the first down by a couple of yards. Derek Strait, the rookie from Oklahoma, makes another good play. He's a 3rd-round draft choice.
Well, good job by the Jets defense. First of all, the secondary taking away Roethlisberger's targets, and then when he declared himself and crossed the line of scrimmage, excellent work by both linemen and secondary people, especially Strait coming up with the tackle.
Jeff Reed will try a 45-yard field goal. He's 28 for 33 on the season.
And the wind is pretty much nothing.
Gardocki to hold. And it is good. Steelers strike first on a 45-yard field goal by Jeff Reed.
You left Rusty alone in your apartment?
It's okay. I got him one of those shock collars.
Oh, that's so cruel.
No. It's part of his training.
Can I get you a Bud Light? My roommate's got some in the fridge.
Thanks, Rusty.
Cool.
Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light.
So what's up? You want to hang in or you want to go?
It's all here.
Ready to make the move to Levitra for a strong, lasting experience? Ask your doctor if Levitra's right for you. Levitra is what many men with ED count on to improve their erectile quality. Strong and lasting when he wants it. It's what Levitra's all about.
Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains or alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. In the rare case an erection lasts for more than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention.
Strong, lasting. Experience Levitra for yourself. If you're on another ED treatment, maybe it's time to try Levitra. Ask your doctor about a free sample.
Introducing new Fix-It Control. Its precision tip nozzle lets you put just the right amount, just where you want it. So no fruit is forbidden. New Fix-It Control. Life with more bite.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Levitra. Ask your doctor about it today. Levitra, when it counts. And by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Today, MetLife is navigating the skies above Pittsburgh to provide aerial coverage of our game. Look to the skies for the MetLife blimps and plane as they team up with CBS throughout the year. Reed with a field goal, and we'll kick it off to Jericho Cotchery, the rookie from North Carolina State. 5:18 left in this opening quarter. B.J. Askew, aside Cotchery. He's there to block. Cotchery at the 1. Oh, ran into his own man and had a seam. Brought down at the 28-yard line by Russell Stuvans. It'll be the Jets' turn when we return. Down 3-0.
Invention is greater than convention. Moving forward is greater than sitting still. Simple is greater than complex. Greater power, greater technology, greater beauty. The all-new Audi A6. It's greater to lead than follow.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. I'm full! Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the half-pound beef and potato burrito with seasoned beef and golden potatoes. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
I will use 2 grenades when one would work just fine.
I will flip a coin to decide which building to destroy, and then blow them both up anyway.
I will shoot first and ask questions later.
I'm a mercenary, and I love my job.
Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. In stores now. Rated teen.
So N equals what? Josh?
Today we'll be performing a triple Hoffenritter procedure.
But you've never done that before.
That's okay.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was an easy button for life? Now there's one for your business. Staples. That was easy.
A murder heard over the phone.
We got a 911 from a telemarketer.
Or was it?
Faked his own death. He doesn't know we know he's still alive.
New NCIS, CBS Tuesday.
Michigan. Lions coach Steve Mariucci has joined the team at SuperBowl.com. Provides weekly playoff analysis on the site. See what he has to say. SuperBowl.com on AOL. Pennington scrambling out of the pocket, slides at the 33-yard line and a gain of about 5. Well, the Steelers and Bill Cowher, 47-year-old head coach, that'll even make Cowher smile. Look at how often they're ahead and how few minutes they're behind.
That is an extraordinary statistic. 10 minutes in their 8 home games were they behind at any time. Geez, you'd think they must have a good record at home.
The latest that they've trailed at home was 3 minutes in the first quarter. Obviously a first possession. Pennington got 4 on the scramble. Intercepted by Polamalu. Troy Polamalu on his way to the Pro Bowl with plays like that. He picked off Pennington in the game last month.
Well, not only that, after the interception, he was auditioning for tailback. What a run by Polamalu after the interception. The All-American from USC going to the Pro Bowl this year, and the first mistake belongs to Chad Pennington and the Jets. I must not see Polamalu, who floats out from underneath, and then he just runs right over Curtis Martin. Polamalu at the line of scrimmage, then drops back from the outside to the inside, and Pennington throws it right to him.
First interception thrown by Pennington in his last 89 throws, and the break goes to the Steelers through the hands of Polamalu. Now Bettis for 3, maybe 4. You just can tell by the sounds of the hit when Jonathan Vilma, that rookie from Miami of Florida, puts a tackle on a ball carrier.
Well, this game has got a lot of nice matchups with Jerome Bettis and Curtis Martin. We have the 4th and 5th leading rushers in NFL history, and we have both the AP Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year in Jonathan Vilma, and we have the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year in Ben Roethlisberger, staring at each other here when the Steelers have the ball. That's a nice matchup. Congratulations to both those kids.
Second and 6 for Roethlisberger. The throw, what a catch. Twisting is Hines Ward as he also on his way to a Pro Bowl again 4 straight years. Makes that a very tough catch.
And look at him go back to Ben. Early in the season, Hines Ward told Roethlisberger, you're trying to be too perfect. Just throw it. Let us make the plays. Well, that's exactly what happened there. That was not a perfect throw, but Hines Ward went back and dug it out. And ever since that time when Ben said, okay, I was just trying to be like Tommy Maddox, and instead of aiming, I started throwing. And that was a big difference.
First down at the Jets 12. Burris can't quite get there. He was checked by Abraham, but the ruling was that Abraham made contact in that 5-yard zone. That slowed down Burris just enough.
Ooh, this is a matchup the Steelers salivate over. 6'5" Plexico Burris against the much shorter Donnie Abraham. And you're right, Abraham got the good chuck on Burris, delayed him getting off the ball, and that is about the only way he can combat a receiver of Burris's skills.
Steelers have had their problems in the red zone, surprisingly, but here comes Bettis, the bust, barreling to the 3-yard line and close to a first down. They'll mark it a half-yard shy of a first down. Let's see.
Well, take a look at this. Blocking out front. What a great block by Jeremy Tooman. Oliver Ross, the right tackle, pulled to the outside. And again, power football and emotion. Jerome Bettis overflows with both.
And he is the heart of this Steeler team. He stays in with Kreider, the fullback, in front of him. 3rd and short. Who else? Bettis, touchdown! He scored 13 touchdowns rushing on the regular season. He gives the Steelers a 9-0 lead.
And Dick, this was just a case, these last two plays in particular, the Jets defense just being overwhelmed by the blocking and the running of this Steeler offense. Outstanding work by the Pittsburgh offensive line. Outstanding.
Troy Polamalu, he set it up with the interception. And now the try for point by Jeff Reed. 10-0. So Pittsburgh, true to form, does score 10 in the opening quarter. 1:58 left.
What happens when a bunch of NFL players live in one house for one season?
P-Hope, bring it on over.
Yes, sir.
John Lynch, let's go, baby. Come on, D-Mac. Give me the Chad Johnson, let's go, baby. PG, Flex.
Whoa. Thanks your pick.
Come on. I think I'm going to take the meter man over here. Hey, meter guy.
Okay. Seriously?
Lace him up. Lace him up.
You need a kicker?
Don Epps is an FBI agent. His brother Charlie is a math professor and a genius. They have very different ways of solving crimes.
There's no way to predict the location of the next attack. These guys follow patterns. It's not about numbers. Everything is numbers.
But they have one thing in common.
What's up? Dad.
They'll always be family.
There's no statistical evidence for a batter being due. I say he smacks it out of the park.
This is a tape of yesterday's game.
I know. Oh! Wow.
Numbers. Premiere CBS Sunday, January 23rd.
And for opponents of the Pittsburgh Steelers, 10 is a mighty big number to look at. They have allowed 3, 7, 6, and 7 in their last 4 games, a total of 23 here at home. 10 is a sizable number to overcome. Let's see what happens as Kotri brings it back. Good run by this young guy from North Carolina State. And he's out of bounds at about the 37.
Well, that was all set up by Troy Polamalu, fooling Chad Pennington at the line of scrimmage, and then as he sees Chad declare to that side of the field, he floats out from the outside back towards the inside, and look at that run that sets up this power football. Faneca around the trap, and Jerome Bettis bangs it into the end zone.
Herm Edwards talking with Pennington, who's back on the field now at the 38-yard line with Curtis Martin, the star runner behind him. Martin, the NFL rushing leader by 1 yard over Sean Alexander of Seattle this year. Spins outside and gets to the 42-yard line. In each of his seasons, Curtis Martin, 10 years in the league with New England and the Jets, every year over 1,000 yards. Barry Sanders, the only other player to accomplish that. But the Jets against Pittsburgh, you see, kept out of the end zone now for 10 consecutive quarters. Polamalu, he's playing now as he did at Southern California in college. He's freelancing. He goes to the ball. Fake to Martin. The throw back is complete to McCarron's, and he has a first down at the Pittsburgh 47-yard line. First invasion of Steeler territory by the Jets.
And a monster first down for the Jets. Down 10-0, and now all of a sudden they can take a deep breath. Herman Edwards and his team can, well, to turn it over and punt it back if they wouldn't have converted on the upcoming third down would have been a disaster for the Jets. Let's see if they can find some sort of offensive rhythm, maybe at least get into field goal range.
Martin, the workhorse, inside the 45-yard line, and Aaron Smith, the defensive lineman from northern Colorado, makes the tackle. Had 8 sacks and 3 forced fumbles did Smith this year. A banner season for him, a guy that weighed only 200 pounds as a college freshman, now at 300 in the NFL.
And you can make a legitimate point for Aaron Smith that he deserved a nod to go to Honolulu for the Pro Bowl. He really had that type of a season.
Final seconds of the opening quarter, a Pittsburgh Steeler first quarter again, 10-0 Steelers. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is. We're researchers.
We're close to a breakthrough.
How can we help? It'll take us 900 years to crunch the numbers.
There's too much data.
You need Gene. Gene?
What can Gene do?
You can sequence the human genome, fold proteins, and wrangle quantum chemistry. You can do all that? Well, I'm not Gene. This is Gene.
Gene's a computer.
Fastest in the world. Can he help us? That's why he's here.
Help desk.
Wife throws away his prized possession.
Why would you do such a thing? I was straightening up.
No, really, why? A new Raymond. Then your ex-wife is moving in.
What do you want me to do? Put her in a hotel?
Yeah, put her in a catapult and see how far she flies.
How bad could it be? A new 2.5 Men After Raymond. CBS Monday.
And welcome to the second quarter. Dick Enberg, Dan Deerdorf, Armin Katayan, Mark Wolf, our producer, Bob Fishman, our director. Second down and 6, and Lamont Jordan makes his first appearance. Play action, and Pennington throws underneath complete. And it's Anthony Beck, the tight end, and that'll be good for the first down at the 30 of Pittsburgh. So the Jets have moved into long field goal range.
Well, Dick LeBeau is back in Pittsburgh, the guy that really invented the Blitzburgh defense, the zone blitzes, along with Dom Capers, the way they did it here. He's back this year at 67 years of age, and what a job that he has done restoring this defense, finishing the year as the #1 overall defense in the NFL. Some guys just have it, and Dick's got it.
You bet. And Troy Polamalu is the one who sings his praises. He's managed to put Polamalu in the right spot all season long. Pennington flips it into the flat to Lamont Jordan, and the big running back who complements Curtis Martin. Jordan, who averaged 5.2 a carry and had 15 catches on the year, gets sizable yardage, almost 6.
Well, coming back from the interception that he threw to Polamalu, Chad Pennington on this drive is making some really good decisions. He's identifying single coverage. He's going through his reads. He identified Anthony Beck with a one-on-one on the much shorter Polamalu. That time he checked off and dumped it off to a running back. That's the way Chad Pennington has to play football, smart football.
Guy is an academic All-America at Marshall. That's one of his real strengths as he hands off to Jordan again. And the big man from Maryland plows close to the 20-yard line. Chris Hope came up from safety to make the tackle.
Well, trying to match wits with Dick LeBeau is Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator of the Jets. Of course, back here in Pittsburgh, where he used to be the head coach at Pitt, the University of Pittsburgh, and where he recruited some guy named Curtis Martin.
Small circle, this coach's world. Now Dave Wanstead is the head coach over at the University of Pittsburgh. On 3rd and 1, you can see the Jets 25 out of 30 on the season. Pennington has to hurry now. He's not going to make it. He has to call time.
Timeout, New York Jets.
Early timeout here in the second quarter. The Steelers up by 10.
Chevy offers the most crew cabs of anyone. Colorado, Avalanche, Silverado, and Silverado Heavy Duty. The most crew cabs. That's why Chevy's the right truck. The official truck of an American revolution.
Hi, Jared here. You know, a McDonald's Big Mac has 560 calories. On the other hand, a tasty 6-inch turkey sub at a Subway restaurant has 280 calories. That's exactly half the calories. And half the calories, well, that's how I became half the Jared. For delicious subs made right before your eyes with fresh ingredients on fresh baked bread, it's Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
Cold hard facts. As the Super Bowl approaches, millions of bottles of refreshing frost-brewed Coors Light will be tackled. Fans will get in touch with their inner linebacker. Grown men will dance. Games will be won. Voices will be lost. and tons of lucky hot dogs will be washed down by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world, and the official beer sponsor of Super Bowl 39.
Monday, a civilian ride-along turns into one man's nightmare.
We got a real-life Bonnie and Clyde on our hands.
He was very good at making enemies.
The question becomes, which one of them got to him first?
CBSI Miami, a new episode, CBS Monday.
On Monday, an all-new Late Show with David Letterman, Jack Hanna and his animals, actress Terry Polo. Monday, an all-new Dave. 3rd and 1. Does Herm Edwards dare to gamble here? Go for something big. No, he stays on the ground to Jordan, and he has the first down as he powers to the 17. Clark Hagan's got him to the turf.
Well, how refreshing for the Jets to have a 3rd and 1. Remember their first 2 drives? They faced a 3rd and 12 and a 3rd and 24. A little more manageable here to put Lamont Jordan in and run a little power football and move the chains.
That's part of the Jets' drama. Herm Edwards with a smile says, we're a drama team. He wants to use Lamont Jordan more often.
Well, to this point in time, this has been a dramatic drive after falling behind 10-0.
First down, play action, pump fake, and then he has to eat it as Chris Hoke, the defensive tackle, comes in, makes the play. Casey Hampton, the Pro Bowl nose tackle, injured in the preseason, and Hoke, an undrafted free agent from BYU, has played well.
Right here, the pump fake. Chad Pennington was hoping that was going to get Santana Moss open down the sideline. When it did not, he had no place else to go with the football. He smartly eats it. That was an all-or-nothing play. That pump fake was hoping to freeze the corner. It didn't. Moss wasn't open. Sack.
Hoke had 2 sacks in the regular season. There's a new lineup. Martin and Jordan in the backfield at the same time. And then Jordan goes outside and Martin goes down. Another loss as Ferrier and Williams collaborate on the tackle.
Well, after a really successful drive, 2 blown plays put the Jets, well, you guessed it, right back in a 3rd and long situation. And you can see how Lamont Jordan in the second half of the season has become a much bigger part of the Jets' running attack.
That's a lot of yards for the man backing up the NFL rushing leader. 479 on the season. So 3rd and 14. Sack as Pennington tries to inch forward, gets to the 24. Aaron Smith, who led the Steelers with 8 sacks on the season, gets his first today.
Boy, and now after all the negative yardage, we're going to be looking at a field goal in excess of 40 yards. So a very promising drive for the New York Jets on 3 consecutive plays just disintegrates, just like the Jets' pocket.
42-yard field goal attempt by Doug Bryan. He won it in overtime at San Diego last weekend. Oh, he had to stop, pause, and still nails it cleanly. In his rhythm on the swing of the leg had been disrupted by the snap and hold, but Bryan delivers, and the Jets are on the board. 10.5 minutes left in the first half. Herm Edwards needs points. Pleased with that kick.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. Can you feel the heat rising? Get ready to experience a fresh toasted sub. Subway, eat fresh. Chevy, an American Revolution, supercharged for 2005. And by Nextel. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
5:30 here in Pittsburgh. Night is falling, but certainly not dulling the enthusiasm of these eager Steeler fans as the kick comes down to Ike Taylor. And Taylor to the 30 and to the 35-yard line.
Well, Dick, I can tell you this high snap right here from Dearth, 9 times out of 10 will result in an unsuccessful field goal. Toby Goen, an all-star job.
Tom Brady in New England, a dream playoff game tomorrow on CBS.
Steelers and Roethlisberger. Number 7, John Elway wore 7, and he was an Elway fan, and Joe Montana. It's the hottest selling NFL merchandise item in the country, that 7. What a phenomenal rookie season. Play action by Roethlisberger. Eludes the rush. Big man, just 22 years of age, 240 pounds, gets a couple yards before Vilma bounces him out of bounds.
Well, you know, a lot was made last week of Herman Edwards and his sideline blow-up with Bishop Harris, the running back coach. Here they are again talking about Lamont Jordan over there on the other side. And I can just tell you from a former player's perspective, probably the 53 people that were least affected by that blow-up were the players on the Jets. Football is a game of emotion. Players go at it with each other. I've seen coaches go at it. It's really not that big a deal.
Although Edwards did apologize to his team for losing his cool, and Bettis is dropped as Brian Thomas, who is playing for John Abraham, the injured defensive end, and Thomas a good tackle.
If anything positive has come out of John Abraham being hurt, it really has been the play of Brian Thomas. Great job there of fighting inside the block of Jeremy Tooman. But John Abraham being out has given Brian Thomas to get a lot of snaps, and a guy, a #1 draft choice a couple years ago, a disappointment in a lot of people's eyes, has really become a pro now here in his 3rd year.
Loss by Bettis makes it 3rd and 10. Antoine Randall shifts into the backfield in that shotgun formation. And it's he was the intended receiver on the screen, but coming in to fly swatted away was Dwayne Robertson, who has emerged as one of the top interior defensive linemen in the league. This 317-pounder from Kentucky.
Well, that's one of those deals where Ben Roethlisberger turns his back completely away from the screen side, and when he peeled around, had to throw it. Oops, there was the big man right in front of him.
Santana Moss is deep, and in the words of Herm Edwards, his coach said he's geeky about some punt returning today. He felt that he might get a long one. Edwards.
That's a returnable kick.
18, he slips, hurdles, almost got to the wedge, and a flag goes down.
Ooh, that's what you look for as a punt returner, a low line drive like Moss got there. That slip cost him some yardage.
James Harrison, who has done a terrific job for Bill Cowher on special teams, made that stop, and now the penalty flag, and it will be against the Jets apparently.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 21 receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
Bill Levy, our referee from San Jose, California. Former fireman and policeman, and there is the call.
Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And by Hummer. Check out the H2 at Hummer.com. Hummer like nothing else.
Penalties can put you in a precarious position, and that call on the punt return stuffs Pennington and the Jets back on their own 10, and this crowd is looking for a big defensive play. Pennington on the roll. Throws it deep downfield, and is it caught in bounds? A tough play made by Justin McCarrons, and they're ruling it a catch. The Steelers trying to help out along that sideline and call it a juggle as Chris Hope made the defensive play.
What an outstanding call by Paul Hackett, and what execution by McCarrons and Pennington. This ball takes a long time to get there. Chad not able to step into it, kind of hops when he throws, but boy does he deliver it on target. The crowd reacting about whether or not McCarrons had both feet down, but you can see that he did, and then got knocked out of bounds.
30-yard play, and Pennington on top again. A long bomb, incomplete to Justin McCarrons. Oh my! So back-to-back long throws by Pennington. Well, folks, Sunday, tomorrow night on 60 Minutes, one of America's most famous athletes, known around the world. How come you've never heard of him? You will tomorrow night on 60 Minutes.
That last pass, good coverage by Deshae Townsend. I think McCarrons was expecting the ball over his inside shoulder. Pennington threw it to the outside shoulder.
Steelers rush 4. Pennington underneath. A leaping catch by Santana Moss. Up high, the little guy from Miami of Florida to spear that one. What a team that Hurricane Club had back in 2000-2001. The wide receivers were Santana Moss and Reggie Wayne. We'll see him tomorrow with the Colts.
And on this drive, the Jets are getting very aggressive, putting the ball in Chad Pennington's hands, down by a touchdown and letting Chad work his way out. And this is good field position for the New York Jets, considering that they were looking at the 10-yard line as their starting point, and a conservative set of plays would have given Pittsburgh a pretty good shot at field position in Jets territory. Good work here by the New York Jets.
And Moss with that catch gets the 10 yards and a first down on the measurement. Ball just in Steeler territory. Here in the second quarter with 8:14 remaining before the intermission. And the Jets trailing 10-3. It's been an open game plan by offensive coordinator Paul Hackett.
See, but now that you've loosened them up, you can go back to the run.
Play action. Pennington dumps it. Curtis Martin able to carry a tackler with him. It's Larry Foote, the middle linebacker, down to the 42-yard line. Foote playing for Kendrell Bell, who is not in uniform. Flew this week. Groin throughout the season. Missed 13 games, did Bell, so wasn't much of a factor on the season. Foote stepped in and has done a good job. Third year out of the University of Michigan. Second and a short 3. Back to Martin. And for a 210-pounder, he shows you again he has not only elusiveness but good power after the hit, close to another first down.
Well, take a look at this Pittsburgh defense here at home this season, giving up only 13 points a game, over 2 takeaways a game. And in the last half of the season, nobody has scored more than 7 points against this Steelers defense. Yes, that's championship football, and Dick LeBeau, the defensive coordinator, gets a lot of the props for that.
Allowed only 2 touchdowns the last 4 games at home. It was a first down. Pennington going deep for Moss. Almost pulled in by Moss. Willie Williams got a hand in there to save a score. Mighty Mouse Williams with a defensive play.
You have got to love the aggressiveness of the Jets, though. They know this is what they have to do. They've got to stretch out this Pittsburgh defense. Chad had a chance to step into that throw. It is right there for Moss, and it is just an outstanding piece of work by Willie Williams. Look how he times it perfectly, hitting Moss right on the shoulder the instant the ball gets there. Yes, it might have been a nanosecond early.
Martin on the draw play. Gets to the 34-yard line and a pickup of 5. Travis Kershke and Joey Porter make the stop. Porter on his way to the Pro Bowl once again.
But a more manageable 3rd and 5 coming up for the Jets. You know, they converted a 3rd and 1 earlier, but keep in mind they'd face 3rd and 12, 3rd and 24, 3rd and 14. At least now they're in some area, some comfort zone.
This drive starting back on the 10. It would be a very long field goal if they make no more yards. And Pennington in trouble. Throws as his arm is hit. Incomplete. And Pennington gets up. At first it appeared that he was suffering some pain. Willie Williams came in on a corner blitz.
And Chad upset as he heads to the sideline. Polamalu coming from the near side. Willie Williams comes on the corner. As the Steelers do, they'll overload a given side. You'd think for the Jets it worked out because you can see Pennington runs away from the blitz, but he has no chance to set and unload before he's dropped by Williams.
Out of field goal range, it would be about a 53-yarder. So Goen is in, sends a very high punt. And it goes into the end zone. Steelers at the 20-yard line. So a long drive for naught for the New York Jets. Coming to CBS in 8 days, folks. Don't miss the premiere of Numbers, an exciting new drama about two brothers that will change the way you look at crime solving. Rob Morrow, David Krumholtz, star in Numbers, premieres a week from tomorrow after the AFC Championship game on CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, that drive resulted in no points for the New York Jets, but it was highly successful. Starting at their own 10-yard line, the Steelers now start from their own 20. Kudos to the Jets offense. Points would have been great, but the field position's a plus.
Possession time twice in the favor of the Jets, 16 minutes to 8 minutes. Roethlisberger steps up and throws. Hines Ward, the intended receiver, incomplete on the coverage from Donnie. No, it gets Terrell Buckley in on that corner in this sequence. Do you think Ben Roethlisberger is throwing the way we saw him earlier in the middle of the season?
Well, you know, that throw was underthrown, but a lot of times that's such an effective throw. You identify single coverage, and you intentionally drop it a little short because your receiver is the guy that's able to make the better break on the ball by slowing down.
You see Roethlisberger with gloves on both hands. And a whistle before the snap.
Maybe he's gone to that glove on his right hand because he didn't wear a glove on his right hand, his throwing hand, the first Jets game. He played so poorly, maybe he's trying to change his luck.
9 for 19 in
Prior
that
to
game.
the snap, false start. Number 80, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Armin, what do you have for us?
Well, just quick on the old thumb thing and the glove thing with Ben. You know, I talked to him before the game. He said he had done it about 3 or 4 times, particularly in cold weather games. It's really not that cold down here, but Bill Cowher told me Ben is particularly finicky about the feel of that glove, and that's might have been what we were seeing with that so-called thumb problem. Back to you, Dick.
All right, growing up here in the Midwest, Findlay, Ohio, Roethlisberger certainly acclimated to playing football in cold weather. It protects him. The throw downfield, complete. Hines Ward cradles the ball and a first down out at the 33-yard line.
Well, that was a big-time throw because Roethlisberger has to arc this ball because he has to throw it over the top of the Jets linebacking core and yet drop it down in front of the safeties. Look how he floats it right over the top of Jonathan Vilma, finding the soft spot. This is the play where a guy like Vilma can make a play on it, but look at that. The ball just arced neatly right over his head, and Hines Ward runs a great route.
Third catch for Ward to lead the Steelers. He has 42 yards, as you see in our stat tracks. Now it's Bettis drawing a defensive crowd as he passes the 35-yard line. Dwayne Robertson and Jason Ferguson, the two big guys in the middle of that Jets defensive line, and then supported by Vilma. Vilma, number 51, fluent in 4 languages, an academic star at the University of Miami, Florida, and as Dan pointed out, voted the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. What a find.
Yeah, both rookies of the year staring at each other from about 4 yards.
Bettis again, and the big man to the 40-yard line to bring up third down and 3. Under 4 to go in the half.
Take a look at this graphic, folks. Yards per attempt might be the best measurement of the effectiveness of a quarterback. And look at the company that Ben Roethlisberger is keeping where he ranks in the NFL. Second in the league behind only Peyton Manning at 8.9 yards per attempt. He doesn't throw it as often as a lot of other guys, but talk about efficiency and bang for the buck. That's what Ben Roethlisberger brings to the Pittsburgh offense.
66% completions, too, and that was 4th best in the league and the best ever by an NFL rookie quarterback.
And you can see the Jets are holding him well below his average.
Roethlisberger dumps this one in the flat, incomplete to Verron Haynes, and that one seemed to slip out of his hand. He didn't get a real good throw. He kind of shot-putted it out to Haynes.
He might have tried to make this ball a little too catchable by just floating it out there. Now, Haynes could have caught it, but again, sometimes as a quarterback, you're better off throwing it to the guy rather than lobbing it. to the guy. And that time, you're right, it looked like he lobbed it to Haynes instead of passing it to Haynes.
Gardocki, a Pro Bowler back in '96 when he kicked for Indianapolis. Left footer ready to send it to Santana Moss. And a whistle, no play. False start against Pittsburgh. Bill Cowher.
Prior to the snap, false start number 29. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty.
One of the many interesting matchups here, the two coaches, Cowher and Edwards. They were teammates with the Philadelphia Eagles for a couple of years, and then later were both in the Kansas City Chiefs organization in the early 90s under Marty Schottenheimer. Edwards was a scout and Cowher an assistant coach. Of course, Edwards had a very fine professional career with the Eagles as a cornerback. Cowher was a special teams player and a linebacker. Gardocki's punt. Moss comes up to the 25.
Now has some room at the 40. Two blockers in front at the Pittsburgh 40. And Santana Moss does get a geeky return. Touchdown, and there are no flags down.
Santana Moss on the return.
Well, Herman Edwards had a premonition. He said he just has the feeling that Moss is going to have a big one. They don't get much larger than that.
Well, the Jets special teams have been coming up huge. Remember, Cotchery had a kickoff return for a touchdown in their last game of the season against the Rams, and now Santana Moss delivers big time. And we have an official hurt on the far side of the field. But boy, talk about a big time play to get the Jets back in this game. Mike Westhoff, the special teams coach of the Jets, is absolutely ecstatic.
It's a third punt return for a touchdown in Moss's career. And it really set up that one little move and cut up field.
Well, that move, Dick, he made a play and he sold everybody that he was going to try to get around the corner to the sideline. He made that move to the sideline and then stopped on a dime and went straight up the field. Pittsburgh had three guys outside of him.
They tended the official who was along the sidelines. 75 yards, the first ever Jets punt return for touchdown in the playoffs.
Outstanding recognition by Santana Moss of seeing that soft spot in the Pittsburgh defense.
John McGrath is the injured official. I don't think he was hit.
There he is right on the left side of our screen. It actually looked like he pulled a muscle or something happened. He wasn't hit. It appeared that he was just running along following the play.
Let's go to Armin Katayan.
Well, Dick, I'm right down here next to John, and it's the back of his leg, and he's just grabbing it right now. I would say, and I am not a doctor, but it definitely looks like the hamstring area. He's in agony, and they are bringing a cart to him right now, and he's headed to the locker room. Back up to you.
Okay, Armin, thank you. Hopefully not anything serious as Toby Goen lines up for the extra point to tie it up. And so it is, 10-all. On a 75-yard scintillating punt return by Speedy Santana Moss.
Well, what a job by the New York Jets of getting back in this football game. It is what Herman Edwards preaches to this team. And you know what? I think everyone had some concerns about last week in San Diego, having to play 5 quarters of playoff football, clear on the West Coast, traveling all night back to New York, not getting back until 7:30 in the morning. Would they be able to, summon the energy, Dick, both emotional and physical that it takes to play off football? And this is some effort on their part getting back in this game.
Well, and Dan, the week before the last game of the season, they went overtime in St. Louis. So they were in St. Louis, had to go home, then to San Diego, overtime, then back home, now to Pittsburgh. And yet they have rallied from a 10-0 deficit and have tied it here on Moss's kick return.
Well, Pittsburgh scored early in this game, and it looked like they were taking control. First of all, Reed with the field goal gave them a 3-0 lead. And then how about some old-fashioned power football? Jerome Bettis behind Faneca. And then 10-3 became the score after Doug Bryan knocks one through. And boy, just when they needed a big play, they got it from Santana Moss. And all of a sudden, this game down 10-0, we're all square.
And that took some noise out of this partisan Steeler crowd of 65,000. Most allowed this season in the second quarter, the Jets. That's how tough it is to score here at Pittsburgh. Ike Taylor, he'll try to return the favor. He's to the 30 and across the 35-yard line before Trevor Johnson, the defensive end, can make the tackle for the Jets. Oh, rare position for Roethlisberger in the middle of the second quarter in a tie game at home.
Well, that's where a running game is your best friend. They average 154 yards a game, a tremendous offensive line. You don't ask Ben to do anything silly here, but I'm telling you right now, the Steelers offense and their coaches, they no longer think of Ben Roethlisberger as a rookie. He's just their quarterback.
That's Kreider shifting in motion and blocking for Bettis, who breaks through the line, and he bumps his way almost to midfield before Eric Coleman, the safety, can bring him down.
Well, you dance with who brung you, and who brings the Steelers to the game is their offensive line and their blocking fullback Dan Kreider. And what a gash in the Jets defense there was there for Jerome Bettis. Kedrick Vincent, Oliver Ross, and Hardings, and then the block by Kreider. That was good looking.
13 yards for Bettis, who has 51 in the game. Nothing on this try, however, as the Jets ready for him. Alan Harper playing at defensive tackle, and Eric Barton team up on the stop. Roethlisberger heads to the sidelines as the clock ticks down to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes left in the opening half. Jets 10, Steelers 10.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by...
Introducing...
So what's this about our Guinness again?
I've discovered that Guinness Draft has only 125 calories.
Only 125 calories? Brilliant! What else have you been up to?
I've invented this little book. It's black. You put women's phone numbers in it.
A little black book? Brilliant!
Come here often. You can also use it as a coaster.
A coaster? Brilliant!
Brilliant!
Guinness Draft has only 125 calories. Enjoy it responsibly.
Brilliant!
It's wonderful.
It's incredible.
It's new combo choices only at Wendy's. You can choose your own side at no extra cost. Their combo's done Dave's way.
It's amazing!
So choose Wendy's.
Research shows that cold sufferers who take NyQuil wake up feeling better, ready to face the day. You betcha. NyQuil, best sleep you ever got with a cold medicine.
Whatever you do, don't blink. Introducing the new Cadillac STS. Let's dance. Break through.
In Africa, an encounter with a spiritual place deeply affects the teams.
I want to take them home. They're so sweet.
Hello.
Hello.
A new Amazing Race, CBS Tuesday.
Back at Heinz Field, Steelers heavy favorites, but the Jets have tied them at 10. MetLife teaming up with CBS, providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife in the skies as they provide coverage of future sporting events all year long. Roethlisberger sets, throws, low, incomplete. Hines Ward couldn't scoop that one up.
Well, that was just a bad throw from Big Ben. That thing had nothing on it and just took a nosedive at Ward's feet. And you got to give some kudos to the Jets defensively, who've not yet given up a catch to Plexico Burress.
Donnie Henderson, the defensive coordinator. Boy, a fiery guy is he. Done a terrific job for Herm Edwards. Edwards said when we brought him in, they thought he was a substitute teacher. He said, we got the principal. 3rd and long, 13. And Roethlisberger from the shotgun goes to the far side to Antoine Randall L. Complete but short of the first down at the 47 of the Jets.
Well, just like in the first matchup, Ben Roethlisberger statistically has had a really bad half. I think he's like 4 of 12 so far in this half. No completions to Plexico Burress, and the New York Jets defensively, as they did in the last game, played the Steelers almost to an offensive standstill in the first half.
Going out of bounds there stops the clock. That favors the Jets. 1:48 left in the half. And the Jets have 2 timeouts. Gardocki, disaster on his last punt. He hits this one shorter. He hit a Jet, but it's covered by Moss. The ball took a backward bounce and hit a New York Jet going down to block. It appeared to be David Barrett, but Moss alertly fell on the ball. No, it was Derek Strait.
Yeah, it actually hit Derek Strait right on the left arm, and a very fortuitous bounce right to Santana Moss.
Only 1 turnover in this first half, and that was the interception by Troy Polamalu that led to the Jerome Bettis Steeler touchdown. So how aggressive will Herm Edwards be here? He's got 2 timeouts, 1:41 left in the half, but he's deep in his own end, 16-yard line. That was Chidi Iwoma that came off injured for the Steelers. Pennington, soft throw in the flat, and complete to Anthony Beck, the tight end. Gain a couple yards. Reminder, coming up at halftime, the Nextel halftime report with Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer. They're going to look at the entire playoff picture. Plus, Jim Nantz and Phil Simms will preview tomorrow's much anticipated AFC playoff game between the Colts and the Patriots, all coming up on the Nextel halftime report.
Well, Beck going out of bounds there. A nice break for the Steelers that if they don't give much in the way of yardage here to the Jets, I'm assuming will use their first timeout to stop the clock in anticipation of trying to get the ball back.
2nd and 8. Pennington dumps this one in the flat to Chris Baker, the other tight end, and he's dropped at the 20-yard line. Another 2-yard gain. Deshae Townsend from the corner makes the stop.
Well, I'm really surprised Pittsburgh isn't taking a timeout.
I guess the thinking of Bill Cowher is you take time out here and then Pennington gets the first down and then you've helped them out.
You still got it. They're still inside their own 20-yard line. I think field position in your favor.
Down to 1 minute left in the half. Martin behind Pennington, 3rd and 6. Pennington over the middle, almost intercepted by James Ferrier. A flag is down. Ferrier, who just had a career year and earned his trip to the Pro Bowl, has voted the number 2 defensive player of the year behind Ed Reed of Baltimore. And let's see how they sort this one out. Ferrier had 4 interceptions and a touchdown. He led the team in tackles again this year. He had 3 sacks and 4 forced fumbles. Now that is a playmaking season.
Pass interference. Number 27 defense. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Willie Williams gives the Jets a first down.
Well, Willie Williams, number 27, working on Moss. Now Santana just runs a slant. You can see he's got his left arm behind him, but boy, that left arm just looked to me like it was sitting there. I didn't know that he actually jerked and moved Santana Moss. You are allowed to have an arm touching somebody if you don't move them or hook them.
Ball marked at the 25, 46 seconds left in the half. Pennington screens it back to Martin, and Martin is tackled by Polamalu. Another big open field play by this second-year safety.
Well, that's why Polamalu is going to the Pro Bowl. That was about a 15-yard tackle, because if he doesn't make that play, Curtis Martin has a lot of room to head downfield. Take a look at that. You don't see another Steeler in the picture downfield. Kimo von Oelhoffen is coming back from the inside. I don't know that he's going to make that tackle. What a play. What a yard-saving tackle by Polamalu.
Proud of his Samoan heritage. He said the long hair represents the warrior instinct. You can't talk to a milder mannered guy. He's like Curtis Martin of the Jets. There's just no me-ism in this young guy, but boy, does he play hard.
Well, the Steelers used the timeout there to stop the clock with that loss of yardage, hoping to get the ball back. And again, I'm still scratching my head a little bit why they didn't use a timeout before on the third down with the New York Jets. Now the Jets ended up getting a first down on the Williams penalty, but still.
Second down and long now for the Jets. Martin on the sidelines and Lamont Jordan in the backfield. And it's Jordan up the middle with running room. 35, 40, and a saving tackle by Willie Williams. He was the last black jersey.
Well, and I think that's why Herman Edwards has been adamant about getting Lamont Jordan more playing time, because he feels he has an explosiveness. First of all, excellent blocking by his front four. Anthony Beck downfield getting in the way. But Lamont Jordan is not only being more powerful, he's more explosive than Curtis Martin. And that, it makes it sound like a criticism. How do you criticize the NFL's leading rusher? But it really, you can praise Lamont Jordan without criticizing Curtis Martin, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Between the two of them, they rushed for 2,176 yards, so they do complement. And that was a 20-yard favor Jordan handed his team to get him out to the 41-yard line.
Now it's against a pass defense. The Steelers are sitting back there, they're not wanting to give up a big play, but still it gives you an idea of the burst and the ability that Lamont Jordan brings to the Jets table.
Jets exercise the timeout. They have one left. 29 seconds remain in the half. Trying to get into field goal range before this first half concludes. Pennington scrambles, throws, complete to Moss, and he had to come back for the ball, so he gets to the 49, and the Jets have to use their last timeout to stop the clock at 20 seconds. He's made his impact on this first half. Santana Moss, Doug Bryan hoping to get a chance. It's interesting, Dan, our guy scrambling through all the notes and figures, and they found that there has not been a field goal made from 50 yards or longer by anyone at Heinz Field. No one has kicked one from beyond 50.
Yeah. And this is the fourth year, and you see the target line there. This is the fourth year of this stadium, and that's a remarkable number. The winds can be very tricky in here.
And fortunately for kickers and passers today, it's very mild. And only 5 have tried from 50 plus. Now the Jets without a timeout have to work the sidelines if their intent is to get downfield to the 29, that target line for the field goal try.
I think you could do one in the middle and spike it. Not that in the middle.
Well, it's an incomplete pass, or did they roll the Pennington down in the grass? They're going to call it incomplete, so he saved a chance for another play.
Well, and Chad Pennington, what he can't do here is be dumb with the football. And, of course, he's not dumb with the football. Taking a sack here, hey, what's the worst thing that happens? Higgins and Porter are in there. What's the worst thing that happens? You go into the locker room 10-10. You don't do anything silly in this position. You want to be aggressive. You don't want to be dumb.
3rd and 2. Do they try the Hail Mary here? Nope, he has to flip it off to Soule, and Soule is to the 34-yard line, but the clock runs, and the Jets will try to scramble up and down the ball. Will they get it down in time? No.
Well, they're going to argue that they did it with 1 second on the clock. Bill Levy's going to have a tough decision to make here.
That's the end of the first half.
Well, he made it.
Boy, it just hit double zeros as the snap was made. Ooh, based on our clock there, it looked as if he got it down on the ground before the double
but the
zeros.
snap came at 1 second.
Yep.
Keep in mind that you have to spike the ball, and the official has to blow the whistle to end the play.
Right. So the end of the opening half. Pittsburgh 10, the Jets 10. Let's go to Armin.
Well, you're smiling about that last one, but the question is, your team really responded, Herm, down 10-0. Particularly Santana. That's the first punt return for a touchdown in Jeff's playoff history.
Yeah, it really is. And we got a lot of fight. That's what I like about our football team. We're going to fight. At the end of the day, we're going to fight, and that's what I like about these guys.
You got to like what you've seen so far.
Thank you.
Okay. Dick?
You could feel the fire in the furnace of the head coach. We'll be back with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. The Jets, the underdogs, are tied with the favorite Steelers at 10 as you watch the NFL on CBS.
See why CBS Thursdays are his best night of television.
That's the job.
Yeah, that's the job.
CSI then.
Teddy thought he'd been abducted. Where's the aliens?
It's the only way they'll stop.
Intruders!
Without a trace after CSI Thursday. Numbers, a new drama. Premieres CBS Sunday, January 23rd.
Truck people love winter.
Yeah. I like snow and mud all mixed together.
Then crank up the Toyota Tundra. With its high-force V8 power and available four-wheel drive, it's BOSS. And see the all-new, bigger, badder Tacoma. Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
245 horses.
No wonder you're loving winter.
Giddy up.
Get zero financing or $1,250 cash on Tundra, or zero financing or $900 cash on 4Runner. Toyota, moving forward.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's okay.
Where's Rob?
Oh, he had to make a phone call.
Oh.
No. It's the only place to get a decent signal around here.
Wow. They should really consider getting a bigger bench.
Need a better network? Switch to US Cellular and take our Best Network Challenge for 30 days. Then you'll be sure it's the best network for you. It's one more way we connect with you. US Cellular.
At Lexus, we developed an air purification system that uses ultraviolet technology and micron filters to help eliminate any odors and airborne irritants from the cabin, even pollen. Because we don't want anything, no matter how small, to spoil your drive.
Mark Malone, weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 on CBS 2.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
Welcome back to our New York studios and the Nextel Halftime Report, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. We have a 10-10 score at halftime in Pittsburgh, and the only first half that Ben Roethlisberger has had this season worse than this one was against the Jets the first time around. He was 3 of 11 for 24 yards and an interception. And, is that thumb an issue?
Well, it might be an issue a little bit. He struggled a little bit there early on, but you see him right here going deep. It doesn't look like the thumb's a problem here. Underthrown a little bit to Plexico Burress. Then he makes a bad mistake, almost gets intercepted early. Then he throws one back across the field, which is probably not a good suggestion for Roethlisberger. He struggled a little bit in the first half. See, bounces one over here to Hines Ward, and he has, in both times against the Jets so far, he has struggled against them. You see only 48 yards passing in the first half. Chad Pennington, 13 of 19, having a good, solid first half, but the one mistake which led to the Steelers' touchdown.
Well, the Steelers are playing good defense here. Clark Hagan gets inside of Anthony Beck, sacks Chad Pennington here. Troy Polamalu baits him into throwing this play. This interception here. Pressure downfield, making him check. Comes down, he gets sacked. Aaron Smith had a good year, sacks him again. And Willie Williams saw what Quentin Jammer did last week, goes for the interception, comes down in Santana Moss' hands. Now he knocks it down.
How about Santana Moss? Nice first half, first play of the game for the Jets. Aggressive Paul Hackett. All right, first down, Santana Moss there. Then another first down, tough catch across the middle. And then the 75-yard touchdown return right here, punt return. As Sean Morey, number 81, runs right past him, as do a lot of other Steelers. And I'll tell you what, Santana Moss having a good game. Derek Strait, be careful. He's all over the place. He could have had that interception, almost caused a fumble on a punt to him as well. And then there was also a key penalty on the half of Derek Strait. So he's got to be careful. But the Jets have got to be feeling really good where they are right now.
After all of that, we're tied at 10. A reminder, we'll be back tomorrow afternoon at a special time, 4 Eastern with the NFL Today, and we'll be live in Foxborough for the latest on the Colts and the Patriots. Plus, Marcus Allen talks with New England quarterback Tom Brady, and then Brady and company square off against Peyton Manning and the Colts. And earlier, Jim Nantz and Phil Simms filed this report from Foxborough.
The Patriots walking through final preparations. Beware of Tom Brady tomorrow. How about the two-time Super Bowl MVP, the way he has been overshadowed this week, Phil?
Well, there's no doubt he has been overshadowed. We talked to him yesterday about it. He goes, look, I understand Peyton Manning, the year he had, it was so tremendous. You've got to talk about the Colts offense. And talking to Bill Belichick, the head coach of the Patriots, he goes, what makes him so good and so hard to defense that there are 7 options that Peyton Manning has. So when you have 7 different choices to make as a quarterback, of course, you're going to have an outstanding team.
All right, Richard Seymour, big issue with the Patriots. Belichick told us he'll be a game-time decision. But this defense, which has been injured most of the year in the secondary, still put up some remarkable numbers this year, Phil.
Yeah, and it has been overlooked, too. When you look at those numbers, Jim, number 1, points allowed, the most important stat of all in the NFL when you talk about a defense. They tied for 2nd. They can sack the quarterback, tied for 3rd. They know how to get fumbles and interceptions, again, tied for 3rd. And the bottom one, hey, all that said, they still give up less than 100 yards a game rushing.
All right, a lot of talk about the field conditions. Should we be concerned?
You and I were on the field just a few minutes ago. For mid-January here in Foxborough, the field conditions are great.
And by the way, same goes for the weather tomorrow. Should be just fine, not a factor, but it will be a beauty. The Colts and the Patriots tomorrow here in Foxborough.
All right, guys, that's tomorrow after we wrap up what has to happen later on here in the second half. What do you expect?
Well, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they need to continue to get Jerome Bettis going. He had a pretty good first half, and somehow at halftime find a package that Roethlisberger's comfortable with and he knows he can be successful with in the second half because he's got to get going.
How about Pittsburgh Steelers open up their offense? They're not doing anything. They're running the football with Jerome Bettis into the line, and they got to give this offense a chance. I said it before. If the Jets are close in the fourth quarter, watch Roethlisberger play like a rookie. Watch Bill Cowher coach like he has in the past. His teams are struggling.
Oh, easy, big boy. Let me tell you that I want to see more of Lamont Jordan if I'm a Jet fan right now, because he definitely has a second gear that can get you the key yards at the end of the game. And I want to see Chad Pennington throwing the ball down the field, stop throwing it inside on those little slant patterns. Very difficult to navigate the safeties and, of course, the linebackers of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
A few kudos to a New York Jet defense that has held the rampaging Pittsburgh Steelers to just 10 halftime points. Thank you for watching the Nextel Halftime Report. We'll rejoin Dick and Dan for the second half after this.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel done.
25 years ago, Manning was breaking records and CBS was #1. Some things never change. This year, CBS still has more viewers than anyone else. We've got the #1 comedy, the #1 reality show, the #1 news magazine, and the #1 show on television.
Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there.
CBS, America's most watched network.
How long does it take to get hooked on the new CSI? About a New York minute.
No one sleeps until the shooter is caught.
CSI New York, Wednesday.
Southeast Asia and East Africa have been devastated by tsunamis that claim more than 150,000 lives.
But for those who survive, the real struggle has just begun.
By donating to the World Food Program and other organizations providing aid, you can make a difference that will save lives and help tsunami victims rebuild.
Now is not the time to sit on the sidelines. Millions of people need your support. Join the team and donate.
He has no idea who you really are. None whatsoever. He couldn't have, or else he wouldn't be playing you so close. He thinks he's got it covered, but you know something he doesn't. It's all about to change, because here comes that pass you've been looking for. He can see it in your eyes. Of course, now he'll turn around to look, but it's too late. You're on the highway express lane, and he's on the wrong side of history. The playoffs are where moments are made. What's next?
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report, sponsored by Nextel Nationwide Walkie-Talkie.
At the half, the wild card Jets and the number 1 seeds, the Steelers, tied at 10. We'll return to Heinz Field after this message and a word from your local station. It's been an exciting first half. Who else? Bettis, touchdown! Santana Moss does get a geeky return.
Who will be eliminated?
I can't breathe.
Don't miss the new Amazing Race, CBS Tuesday.
Introducing the 300 horsepower Acura RL. With voice-activated technology and super handling all-wheel drive, power can be shifted front to rear, side to side, and while cornering, the outside rear wheel is accelerated for dramatically improved handling in all weather conditions. The all-new Acura RL.
Hello, Moto.
Sylvania fluorescent light bulbs save you money. This daylight bulb emits a whiter light and uses 75% less energy than incandescent bulbs. A 13-watt twist bulb is only $4.95 at Menards. All Schlag lock sets are now on sale. A Sienna passage knob, your choice of satin, nickel, or bright brass, only $19.99. Find savings and style at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
What good is performance if you can't use it all the time? Presenting the new Infiniti G35. Available with intelligent all-wheel drive that automatically changes when conditions change. The new G35 from Infiniti.
The Emmy Award-winning Eye on Chicago, Sunday at 10:35 on CBS 2.
Ready for the second half. Steelers will get it first. It's tied at 10. Coaches preach all the time, playoffs, we need big plays, and we had 2 of them in that first half.
Yeah, the interception by Polamalu and then the kickoff return by the punt return rather by Santana Moss. The 2 big plays. We haven't seen a lot of offense, and as we check the halftime numbers, the real glaring thing is that Pittsburgh unable to do anything through the air at all. Ben Roethlisberger only 4 of 12 for a grand total of 48 yards. And, of course, the Steelers got the 7 points off that Polamalu interception. And, Dick, I will say this. I am very impressed with the resiliency of the New York Jets coming back from a 10-0 deficit.
The NFL punt, pass, and kick competition has existed since 1961, and notable past champions include NFL greats Jim Kelly, Brett Favre, Drew Bledsoe, and Jake Plummer. Today in Pittsburgh, the national finals were held at the UPMC facility, where boys and girls from around the United States, finalists in 4 different age groups, gave their best. 3.5 million kids participated, and this group of 32 survived to find out who could punt, pass, and kick the farthest. The winners will be announced later in today's telecast. All the while able to perform here in the competition on this Heinz Field as we get ready for the second half and go to Armin Katayan.
Well, speaking of the field, Dick, I had a chance to talk to Bill Cowher just a few moments ago. He said, hey, they got that punt return. They've turned this into a dogfight now. It's a 30-minute game. He said this first series in the second half, when we get the football, is absolutely critical to us. I asked him about Ben Roethlisberger. I said, how's he doing? He goes, Armin, he's fine. Well, we'll see. Back to you, Dick.
All right. Great job, Armin. Steelers, this crucial first possession that'll set the tone for the second half.
Well, of the two coaches going into halftime, when Armin talked to Herman Edwards, it was clear to see which one of them was riding high. Herman's so proud of his team battling back, getting back into this game. Remember one of our questions early, could they refill the bucket after emptying it last week in San Diego? Well, through the first 30 minutes, pretty impressive.
You get that punt return for a touchdown. That'll turn the spigot on. And now it is Antoine Randall L. who's had his share of kick returns for touchdowns, but it comes down to Ike Taylor, fumbles the ball and is able to fall on it going out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Well, we always bring you up to date, you fantasy players, after halftime, and nothing spectacular here throwing the football. A good percentage for Pennington, but offset by that one interception that he threw that led to a Pittsburgh touchdown. Jerome Bettis averaging 4 yards a carry, as is Curtis Martin, but Bettis has the touchdown. And as you notice, 000 there on the right for Plexico Burress. They've got to get him involved in the passing game.
Kreider at fullback and the bus. Jerome Bettis at tailback behind Roethlisberger. And it's Bettis off the right side, grabbed by Jason Ferguson after maybe a gain of a yard. Bettis, who, like Curtis Martin, moved over 13,000 yards in their career this season. He's now the number 5 rusher all time. His counterpart for the Jets, Martin, is number 4.
It's kind of fun being a part of history today, watching these two guys and have two classier people ever carried the ball in this league than Martin and Bettis.
They've represented this game and their city and their team as well as you can. Hall of Fame has reservations for them, and Bettis powers through a tackle, makes an extra 4 yards as Brian Thomas unable to get him down. Vilma finally made the deciding hit.
Just keep in mind that this guy is 255 pounds. And when you talk to people about Jerome Bettis, especially his head coach Bill Cowher, they talk about his feet and that jump cut that he makes. He is the body of a guard, the feet of a ballerina. And that is, that's an unusual combination.
Third and a long yard. Baron Haynes is in the backfield in the shotgun with Roethlisberger. And it looked as if the Jets were offside. Roethlisberger throws complete anyway to Lee Mays, and Mays has his first catch, had only 9 all season, and a first down up across the 40-yard line. The flag is down.
Number 72 Jason Ferguson was across the line, and that's why you keep playing. The Pittsburgh Steelers smartly kept playing. Ben Roethlisberger, yeah, he's offsides, and he just keeps it going, and so does everybody else on this offense. And if you're going to get that big of a cushion, take advantage of it. Lee Mays, only 9 catches during the regular season. Not a big part of this passing game, but he's made a couple clutch ones down the stretch.
First down at the 47. And it's Bettis. Moves the pile to the 50-yard line. Bettis started to tell you the story about Chuck Knox drafting him with the LA Rams as a tailback, and he said it took him a full year to learn how to run as a tailback, not a fullback, because as a fullback I was always running into people and getting hurt. I had to learn to use those quick feet to duck around some tacklers.
Traded by the St. Louis Rams to the Steelers because the St. Louis Rams were preparing to draft Lawrence Phillips out of Nebraska. That really worked out well.
Yeah. 49-yard line of the Jets is Roethlisberger. And he has to eat it back at the 42. The first Jet sack of the game as Ferguson and Robertson, the 2 defensive tackles, log the sack. This is the 4th time Pittsburgh has been the AFC's #1 seed under Bill Cowher. In 1992, they lost the AFC Divisional playoff at Three Rivers to Buffalo. 94 AFC championship. The Steelers went down to the Chargers 17-13. And then 3 seasons ago, right here at Heinz Field, Pittsburgh was defeated in the AFC title game by New England as the Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl. So all the news not good in winning the home field advantage for Pittsburgh. Third down after the sack, and it's Veron Hayes, and well read by the defense of the Jets as David Barrett came up to support Jonathan Vilma. Now the Steelers will have to punt.
Yeah, John McGraw, number 38, the safety, really sniffs this out, and from the inside, Vilma also in on this. But take a look at it's John McGraw. What a good read, and I am so impressed with the Jets and their pursuit and their speed defensively. They don't look tired at all.
Gardocki to punt. Ooh, they put some pressure on him, and Moss at the 21. He earned some respect. Boy, a lot of dancing, but very little gain to the 24-yard line.
When you don't have any blockers in front of you, you got to dance.
He had it going.
With more Southwest Airlines flights to more places than ever before, America is your backyard.
You are now free to move about the country.
What's that?
Oh, it's a duvet cover.
A what?
A duvet cover. It's a decorative sham that also protects. Watch the game. The double quarter pounder with cheese. Pound one. Oh!
I'm loving it.
Waffle. It's a throw pillow.
Can inspiration replace the typical small car with something that lives a little larger? More space, more function, more sizzle. America's best small car alternative just got a little better. The Chrysler PT Cruiser.
Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus bonus cash for up to $4,100 in total savings on PT Cruiser.
David Krumholtz.
There's no statistical evidence for a batter being due.
Rob Morrow.
I say smacks it out of the park.
Wow. Numbers premiere Sunday, January 23rd.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
That's John Schleier, head linesman. He has taken the place of the injured John McGrath. The extra officials, of course, on hand. He's an alternate. Curtis Martin at the 29-yard line, greeted by Larry Foote. Jets bench watching intently as they use the hot seat here as the temperature dropping down to around 25 degrees. And this has been their quarter, New York. 105-34. They've outscored the opposition. This has been where they've made hay all season. Martin and Soule behind Chad Pennington. Number one quarterback picked in 2000. Pennington hands off to Martin, weaving his way out across the 35, and a Jets first down. Willie Williams coming up from the corner to make the tackle with Clark Higgins.
Boy, outstanding blocking by the Jets up front. Troy Polamalu, check him out. He reads the run. He comes in, flows right down the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, he's in a trailing position from the word go. There was an outstanding lead block by Gerald Soule. And a beautiful first down run for the Jets.
Fake to Martin. Pennington, no one open deep. Now he has to backhand his pass to Soule, and a flag is down as Soule is tackled at the 38. James Ferrier makes the play.
Roughing the passer, number 55, defense. Helmet to helmet. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Bill Levy threw the flag, and he threw it in a hurry.
Yeah, Joey Porter gets the personal foul for the helmet-to-helmet hit. I followed the ball after Chad Pennington flipped it. Well, you can see Joey Porter lowered his head, and that will draw the flag every time. He lowers his head and hits with the crown of his helmet right in Chad Pennington's chest. It was not a vicious hit, but if you hit a quarterback in the chest with the crown of your helmet, it is going to draw the flag every single time. But it has awakened this crowd.
And the Jets move into Steeler territory with a penalty at the 47. Martin struggles to the 45. Travis Kershke, the defensive end from UCLA, made the stop.
You know, and right now, every person at Heinz Field realizes that when you're a prohibitive favorite like the Steelers are in this game, that the more you let the underdog hang around, the more you give them an opportunity to be in this football game. Bad things a lot of times happen. And right now, this looks like a Steelers team that's got a lot of question marks, both externally and internally.
2nd and 7. Pennington off play action going deep for McCarron's, incomplete, and a good defensive play by Willie Williams.
And Chad got lucky there. He made a decision that he was going to throw that ball regardless of the coverage the Steelers threw at him. And Willie Williams was all over McCarron's.
So was Polamalu. He was there too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Justin McCarron's actually comes in and plays defensive back and breaks up what looked to be a pretty good opportunity for an interception by Willie Williams. That was a case where Chad made his mind to throw that ball regardless of what was downfield.
14 for 18 in the short passes, but Pennington unable to hit the deep ball.
But they're taking shots. That's important.
Here comes the blitz. Pennington screens it and right into a mass of Steeler tacklers led by James Ferrier. Gerald Soule had no chance.
Boy, and for the first time, wouldn't you agree, for the first time since Moss's punt return, this crowd is starting to eke back into this game.
And they drained the spirit, that punt return touchdown, out of this noisy crowd of 65,000. Antoine Randall drifting back to return.
Well, he's more than capable of doing it.
He has 4 kick return touchdowns in his brief 3-year career. Man from Indiana, former quarterback with the Hoosiers, returns to the 20-yard line. Gerald Soule made the tackle. Timeout, 8 left in the 3rd.
Cold hard fact. Only Coors Light is frost brewed at ice cold temperatures. Stored cold and shipped cold. And when beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light, our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
The Yellow Box Sale. Get built-in walkie-talkie, GPS capability for voice-guided directions, and web access on phones starting at just 99 cents for a limited time. The Nextel Yellow Box Sale. Call 800-NEXTEL-9 to shop or find a store. Act now. Get the I-205 for 99 cents. Call 800-NEXTEL-9 now.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full.
Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the Grande Soft Taco with double the beef and big cheesy taste. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
Not sure if it's hinky or kinky.
If I take that watch, it's going to tell me more than the time, isn't it? You got a match.
How's 25 the life sound?
Hey, that's the job.
Yeah, that's the job.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Listerine, you can handle it, germs can't. And by the coldest tasting beer in the world, Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 39.
Back at Heinz Field, that's Deuce Staley, who's been in only one play the entire game. He's suffered a hamstring in the 7th game of the season after off to a roaring start. Had 4 100-yard games, and then Jerome Bettis replaced him, and then Bettis had such a fantastic finish of the season. 6 starts, 6 100-yard games. Roethlisberger to the sideline, complete. Hines Ward a first down and a 12-yard pickup.
Well, that was a well-delivered ball by Ben Roethlisberger. And what has really been missing in this game is any semblance of a passing attack by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And everybody, present company included, thought that the return of Plexico Burress would really open things up for the Steeler passing game. And he's been a non-factor, but that was an excellent throw from Roethlisberger.
To the sure-handed Hines Ward, who has 4 catches. Burress yet without a catch. Bettis wrapped up after a gain of a yard or 2. Comparing Big Ben, his first 12 games. The first game against the Jets on December 12th. You see his numbers.
Which, keep in mind, was his worst game of the year. That rating right there of only 33.6. His worst rating of the year. So you got to give some kudos to the Jets. They have really made it torture for Ben Roethlisberger in the 2 games. A little more than a game and a half he's gone against the Jets.
2nd and 8. Ben to throw. Caught by Burress.
There he is.
Ahead of David Barrett. Plexico Burress turned and the ball was there.
Well, there is the difference maker finally getting to play to be a part of this game. Ben's gone to Burress a couple times before, hasn't been able to hook up, but this is a strike, kind of sidearm. And you could see that David Barrett, after the play was over, arguing that Burress pushed off. Well, when you're 6'5", you're a physical presence.
17 yards on that play, and Roethlisberger getting a hot hand. That's 5 straight completions. Back to the ground game, and Jerome Bettis gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as Dwayne Robertson and Jonathan Vilma team up on the stop.
Well, Dwayne Robertson, number 63, boy, has he really started to become a real football player. He's only in his 2nd year. He was the 4th player taken last year. But this guy has become an upper echelon defensive tackle in the NFL. The guy's got, of course, great leverage and only 6'1", but he has good range, good legs, good speed for a big man.
Yeah, we saw that. He was in on that sack earlier in the game. Back to Burress on a passing down. They go to the run, and Burress takes advantage. A gain of 7 before Trevor Johnson and company can get him down.
Big JB. Jerome Bettis, look at the wink. This guy loves life and loves the game of football. But just again, look at the nimbleness, the lightness on his feet. Of course, he gets great blocking from this offensive line. It's got a pair of Pro Bowlers in the middle with Hardings at center, Fanek at left guard, Kedrick Vincent at right guard, who's had to start all year because they lost Kendall Simmons in training camp.
Steelers need 2.5 for a first down. Quick throw, wide open is Burress. No, make that Lee Mays who comes in. And the rangy Mays at 6'2", able to catch his 2nd pass and give the Steelers a big first down.
Almost an impossible route to defend. You can take a look. Lee Mays comes in, is swinging in behind a receiver going downfield. And again, keep in mind, this wasn't 3rd and 12. This was only 3rd and 2.5. Very high percentage route and throw from Ben Roethlisberger completed to Mays.
Roethlisberger here in the second half has really picked it up, hasn't he?
I would say so. 5 for 5.
Escapes the pocket and being dragged down, gets it off incomplete as Sean Ellis, who led the Jets this year with 11 sacks, had him by the shirt tail.
And again, the Jets doing a good job of forcing Ben Roethlisberger out of the pocket. He wanted to take just a moment longer to try to find somebody, and again, good range by Sean Ellis in cutting off the outside.
Roethlisberger throughout the season, his rookie year, has been more effective rolling out of the pocket and throwing. Ellis limped off slightly after that play. Alan Harper replaces him. He's got some room to run, but throws. Intercepted. It's Reggie Tongue, the man from Anchorage, Alaska, and he's trying to take it the full distance. Tongue has a Jets touchdown. Oh, my.
Roethlisberger's pass intercepted by Reggie Tongue.
He had only one interception all season. Had one last week against the Chargers. How big is this?
Well, Ben buys himself some extra time right here by scrambling out of the pocket. And throwing on the run is something he has done well all year. He's trying to get the ball to Antoine Randall, but he just throws it directly to Reggie Tongue. I don't know if he was trying to float it over him or he didn't see him. One or the other. But either way, a major error. And where were all the Steelers? Given the fact where Tongue caught that ball to the far side of the field, squeezed between the sidelines, I'm surprised he got through there untouched.
2 big return touchdowns, and Brian gives the Jets the lead. This is as late ever this season at home the Steelers been behind. Well, he's not from Anchorage, he's from Fairbanks, but he knew the right way to run. Reggie Tongue.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Honey, I got that dessert you like.
Oh, great.
Oh, and look what else I got. Honey? Kids, relax. It's natural citrus Listerine. It's less intense.
Sure, all right. Sounds good.
Introducing natural citrus Listerine. All the same germ-killing power to fight plaque. Now in a citrus flavor that's less intense. For a cleaner, healthier mouth. You can handle it. Germs can't.
Describe the perfect day, Liz.
Well, we're driving to the lake, the kids watch a DVD, and Joe and I have some quality time.
Joe?
Okay, we're barreling along. The Hemi's kicking some serious butt. Then we fish.
Ah, see, you're not traveling in the same vehicle.
The all-new Durango. Big size, smooth ride, Hemi power.
What a quack.
Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus a great package discount plus bonus cash for total savings up to $88.50.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We got a patient in the ER.
Car accident.
She's in bad shape.
How can we help?
We don't have her records.
Medical history.
They're not at the hospital? She's from out of town. Her doctor.
Can't find him.
Pharmacy.
Closed. We need her records.
Somebody's got to tie all this stuff together.
Done.
Help desk.
Access NFL.com for live scores and stats. And after the games, AOL members get exclusive NFL.com features only on AOL.
Monday, don't miss an all-new Late Show with Jack Hanna's Animal.
Watch my toupee!
Plus, meet the soccer star Terry Polo. Monday on an all-new day, winner of the People's Choice Award.
Welcome back to a stunned Heinz Field where Reggie Tongue's interception returned. And here's how it happened. The Steelers, 1, 2, 3 receivers to this side, but here's Reggie Tongue back here who just is going to float underneath. And I'll tell you right now, he can't believe that Ben Roethlisberger just threw the ball right to him. And I have no explanation as to why Roethlisberger underthrew his receiver by so much.
Toby going, kicks to the sidelines to Antoine Randall, who comes back to the center of the field. Flags are down. And that'll be it for Antoine Randall at about the 27 as Eric Coleman, starting safety there to make the first hit. Last Jets interception for a touchdown in the postseason, Kevin MacArthur in '86 against Kansas City. But 2 big return touchdowns. Talk about big plays. Santana Moss 75 yards on the punt, 86 yards for Tongue on the interception.
Illegal block in the back during the return. Number 92 receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
James Harrison the guilty party. Herman Edwards Jets have given their head coach a smile and a 7-point lead.
Go.
Hey, you guys need a tow?
Sure.
Best friends, you're there when I need you. Best friends, you know I'm there for you too. Best friends.
friends, you're my pal, you're my buddy. When times are getting tough, you're true. It's great to have a friend like you. Best friends. It's great to have a friend like you. Best friends. It's great to have a friend like you. Best friends.
Dodge Ram. It's everything you've ever dreamed of. In one powerful truck.
Man, that was sweet. For you. You can ride in the truck next time.
Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus great package discounts plus bonus cash for total savings up to $9,100.
Brown keeps my customers in the loop. Used to be they didn't know when they'd get their sunglasses, so they'd call me. Now, with UPS, my customers get an email letting them know when their order is going to arrive. It's like I answer their questions, even before they ask.
How'd you do that?
I'm telepathic.
Email notification for better customer service. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you? And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Well, the Jets managed 3 defensive touchdowns during the regular season. The Steelers 5. First time trailing at home in the last 5 home games, and that was a New England game when New England scored in the first 3 minutes to lead 3-0. 17-10, 17 unanswered by the New York Jets, and now Roethlisberger starts at the 18 after the penalty on the kick return. To the sidelines and open again is Hines Ward, out of bounds at the 28. As we said, 3 defensive touchdowns this year. Donnie Abraham with a 41-yard fumble return against Cincinnati in week 1. 3 weeks later, Abraham again intercepting Miami's Jay Fiedler, 66 yards for the touchdown. In the season finale, rookie linebacker Jonathan Vilma scored the first touchdown of his career, and now number 4, maybe the biggest of all, one of the biggest in Jets history, one might learn later, as Reggie Tung goes 86 yards and the lead. Bettis down at the 32. Barton and Vilma, the linebackers.
Well, the turnaround for the New York Jets this season and the play of this defensive unit and the impact that Donnie Henderson has made as the new defensive coordinator just can't be overstated. There is Donnie Henderson, a man who's for sure going to end up a head coach in the National Football League. He brings an intensity and an energy level. It cannot be overlooked.
He's got head coach written all over him.
He most certainly does.
Second and long. Roethlisberger screens, and boy, they got blockers in front of Bettis. 40, 45, 50, and to the 48 of the New York Jets. Plenty of drama here at Heinz Field, and tonight drama and mystery on CBS. Don't miss Cold Case, NCIS, and a new edition of 48 Hours Mystery, all tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. 21 yards on the screen, and here's Deuce Staley, only the second play he's been on the field tonight.
I don't know there are many plays in football that I enjoy watching more than a well-executed screen.
One was just as it's drawn up. You hear the deuces cry out as Staley, his first carry, and he gets down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 7 before Barton and Barrett make the stop.
Well, you know, Deuce Staley hurt his hamstring back on November the 21st, and Deuce told us a couple days ago that he still can't go completely 100%. He said, when I get in the open, I feel it when I really try to extend myself. So I'm taking shorter, choppier steps. He's well enough to play, and he's well enough to be a force, but he is not what Deuce Staley is when he's completely healthy.
Moved across the state from Philadelphia as an unrestricted free agent this year to join the Steelers. And he is thick. 5'11" and 242. Not much there to grab, and what you do get a hold of is muscle.
Well, keep in mind that, you know, this is a football team that used to have a 1-2 combination of Bettis, and then it was Amos Zaraway, a complete contrast to Bettis, a much smaller, dartier type of running back. Well, you know, when they take out the beef now, they just replace it with more beef. They go from power to power when it's Staley, Bettis, or vice versa.
Yeah, they're both 5'11", and Bettis is about 13 pounds heavier at 255. So a first down at the 37. 3 in a row for Staley. He burrows for 6-7 more. Played his college ball at South Carolina. Final seconds of the third period as the Steelers have moved into field goal range, but the story of the third period was Reggie Tung's interception return for a touchdown, 86 yards, and the Jets lead 17-10.
A civilian ride-along with police turns into a night you won't believe. Freeze!
Got a real-life Bonnie and Clyde on our hands.
CSI Miami, CBS Monday.
A baby vanishes, but her parents' nightmare was just beginning tonight.
Lifesaver sponge. You gotta squeeze to get every last drop out of it. That goes for checking.
Maximum strength checking.
No parading around hunting for free ATMs. Insist your bank has them everywhere. Find a banker who doesn't think your name is 60307. Don't settle for skimpy wimpy checking. Squeeze it to the maximum.
Free checking and thousands of ATMs. Maximum strength checking only from Bank One.
Lurking somewhere in this small business is a competitive edge. An invisible asset that turns their most basic tool into their most productive one. It's not their phone. It's how they use it. SBC Business Unlimited. $48.95 a month flat for unlimited long-distance toll and local calls. Hundreds of thousands of others have Business Unlimited. Do you?
The Nissan Pathfinder has led the way for nearly 2 decades, and the lead just got bigger. Introducing the all-new 7-passenger 2005 Nissan Pathfinder with more horsepower and seating for 7. See your Nissan dealer now and lease a new 2005 Pathfinder for just $339 a month. The Nissan Pathfinder. Everything you expect from Nissan and more. Yep, a third row.
CSI Weekends.
Tonight, after the news on CBS 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we direct your attention to the east end zone of Heinz Field, where we would like to recognize the national champions of the 2004-2005 NFL Punt, Pass, and Kick program. Cedric Jones, Senior Director of Youth Football, and Janice Gazier will congratulate the 8 national champions. The 8 9-year-old champions are Dumsira Nuiabu from Salt Lake City, Utah, and Alexis Bance from Auburn, Nebraska. In the 10-11 age group, Thomas Vandergalen from Randolph, Wisconsin, and Michaela Becker from Thompson Falls, Montana. The 12-13-year-old champions are A.J. Firestone from Mercersburg, Pennsylvania, and Whitney Fletcher from Decatur, Alabama. And finally, the 14-15-year-old champions are Spencer Clare from Double Oak, Texas, and Carly McQuillan from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. The National Football League would like to thank all of the participants and volunteers who made the Punt, Pass, and Kick a successful program in 2004. For more information, please visit the website www.nflyouthfootball.com. Let's give our national champions another round of applause. And now to the fourth quarter, Dan Deerdorf and Bill Cowher mentioning to Armin Catan how important that third period was in the first possession, but the Steelers unable to stop the Jets from making the big play.
Dick, talking to the Steelers. They point to the Dallas game back on October the 17th, the day that they believed in Ben Roethlisberger. They were down 10 points in the fourth quarter. He brought them back to a 24-20 win. That was a defining moment for Ben. He's facing another right now.
We open the fourth quarter, first down at the second down at the 30, and Bettis gets a first down and more. He's to the 22. And this is where the Steelers, with their ground game, have worn down so many defenses during the course of the year. To the Jets, and going back to your point about all the emotion and all the fatigue that has gone with 2 straight overtime games. They've been on the road 3 straight weeks. What's left in that tank?
Well, it's what happened in the last meeting between these two teams a little over a month ago. 3-3 into the start of the fourth quarter. And Jerome Bettis, a touchdown pass, a touchdown run, broke it open for Pittsburgh.
Winning it 17-6.
You know that's what they're thinking.
Here's Bettis in the backfield. He fumbles. And the scramble, and the white shirt was there first. And we'll see. There it is. The Jets have recovered. Eric Coleman coming up from his safety spot. Sean Ellis created the fumble. A rare giveaway by the bus. And Bettis and the Steelers and their fans are stunned.
Is this the help desk? Sure is. Check this out. It's a car that runs on hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe. Wow. Get this. The only emission is clean, clear water. H2O? H2O.
Cool. What do you need us for?
This is just an idea. I need help making it real.
We'll need digital simulation, cost modeling, and wireless automation.
When can you start?
We already have.
Green salad. And for my entree, I'll have the Key West grouper and the cheesecake.
What am I, a bake? Oh, I'll have the same. Hurry in for our special 3-course menu. Build a complete meal for just $12.99. Everyone could use more Fridays.
I will use 2 grenades when one would work just fine.
I will flip a coin to decide which building to destroy, and then blow them both up anyway.
I will shoot first and ask questions later.
I'm a mercenary, and I love my job.
Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. In stores now, rated teen.
Cold, hard facts. As the Super Bowl approaches, millions of bottles of refreshing frost-brewed Coors Light will be tackled. Fans will get in touch with their inner linebacker. Grown men will dance. Games will be won. Voices will be lost. And tons of lucky hot dogs will be washed down by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. The coldest tasting beer in the world and the official beer sponsor of Super Bowl 39.
CBS Sunday, he was going to be the next Rocky.
I want this fight.
But in 1976, this boxer's dream ended in the ring.
You're killing him.
Now, a deathbed confession.
I should have stopped the fight.
Could prove this tragedy was murder.
Maybe you paid the referee to keep it going, no matter what.
A new cold case, CBS Sunday.
The improbable fumble by a man who secures the ball so well. Bettis did not lose a fumble all season. 353 touches. They call Sean Ellis the big cat. Well, he just clawed it away. And now the Jets start from inside their 25, leading 17-10.
Sean Ellis here to the right of the screen is really going to work upfield. He's kind of out of the play, and he reaches back in with his right hand, and it was not much. That was hardly a violent rip on the football, but it caught Bettis unawares. He had not completely secured the ball. And a monster turnover as Sean Ellis heads to the Jets locker room for some reason.
Third forced fumble for Ellis on the season. 2nd and 9, and Curtis Martin moving back into the backfield. Pennington throws to the sideline. It's Chris Baker, backup tight end, and he carries it 2 yards shy of the first down as Ellis heads for help. Tomorrow, back-to-back MVP, Peyton Manning. Colts, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, Tom Brady, the Patriots. The AFC Divisional Playoff, what a game that should be. It begins with Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. Special playoff edition, NFL, today, tomorrow at 4 Eastern, 1 o'clock in the West. Can't wait for that one. 3rd and 3. Pennington Incomplete through the hands of Santana Moss.
Well, that was just a bad pass by Chad Pennington. Yeah, he threw that ball well behind Santana Moss. A good pass there is a really routine first down pickup for the Jets. Look how open Moss is. The ball way behind him. That's just a bad toss. That would have been a very, very easy first down with anything even resembling a good throw.
Pennington admits he doesn't have the strongest arm. He said, I have some zip. I throw a friendly ball. That one was not. Randall L. caught on the side and dragged at the 34-yard line. The Steelers have it back. They trail by 7. Plenty of time left.
Call 1-800-925-4VON or visit Vonage.com. Also available at these fine retailers.
Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky.
The multifunctional element.
Yes, I had a dream. I
from Honda.
Stood beneath an orange sky.
Where will it take you?
Every Subway sandwich is made fresh right in front of you, so you choose all the ingredients. The meat, the
toast that proves your passion for the game. The top 2 toasts will win an all-expenses-paid trip for 2 to Super Bowl 39.
How long does it take to get hooked on the new CSI? About a New York minute.
No one sleeps until the shooter is caught.
CSI New York, Wednesday.
The playoffs, win or go home.
Winning the championship.
The playoffs.
Let's do or die. It wouldn't matter if I had to play 20 years to win a Super Bowl. That's my goal.
All the individual records, and every player says the same thing. Nothing can mount to the height of winning that Super Bowl ring. As we now, with 12:41 left in the fourth quarter, the Steelers and Roethlisberger get it back at the 34. Pumps. Able to kick free at the 40, 50, and the big man is all the way to the 46-yard line in Jets territory.
Well, I remember Bill Cowher saying, what was your biggest surprise about Roethlisberger? And he said, I had no idea he could move the way he moves. We knew he's a big, strong guy, but this took us by surprise. We're into training camp looking at each other going, this guy can motor. And at 6'5", 241 pounds, he brings a lot more to the table than just strength.
20 yards on that run, very mindful of his days with the Red Hawks at Miami of Ohio. Bettis, he's eager to get the ball back and down to the 40, a gain of nearly 6. Vilma, another tackle for the Jets. Steelers in a rut, punt, interception for touchdown, fumble when they were going in for a score. Credit to the Jets defense. Roethlisberger knocked away as Burris was there, but so was Barrett. David Barrett timing his move.
Well, this is a matchup that everybody thought was an automatic for the Steelers. David Barrett working against Plexico Burris. Again, that throw from Roethlisberger was over the inside shoulder to Burris. If that would have been over the outside shoulder to the sideline, it would have been a completed pass. By being inside, David Barrett able to make a play on it.
3 for 9 on third down. This is 3rd and 4. Jeremy Tooman hasn't caught a pass today. Throw over the middle. Complete. First down at the 30 to Burris.
Well, Ben put that one right there. That was a bullseye and a great blitz pickup by the Steelers offense to give Big Ben time to throw it. A blitz right up the middle was handled by the Steelers. David Barrett did not get a real good jam on Burris. He makes the blitz adjustment by breaking off his route. You could see the blitz pickup up front. Eric Barton was handled.
Ron Haynes did a good job of getting Barton. The bus to the 25.
Well, the Jets right now have been able to compensate for the loss of John Abraham by the good play of Brian Thomas. There's Abraham on the sideline, but now with Sean Ellis having gone to the Jets locker room, and we yet haven't determined what's wrong with him. And you can see now in the lineup, Trevor Johnson, the rookie from Nebraska, is having to play for Sean Ellis.
He was a 7th round pick. On 2nd and 6, back to Bettis. And they stack him up after a yard or two. Brian Thomas leading the way.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers right back where they were where Jerome Bettis fumbled the ball when he was stripped by Sean Ellis. The Jets weren't able to capitalize. They only ran 3 plays. Had the misfire with the 3rd down conversion pass from Pennington to Moss, and now the Steelers right back in it in Jets territory. Huge 3rd down.
Isn't it? 3rd and 3. They bring Burris in motion. That gives them a triple right formation. Roethlisberger, plenty of time. He guns it complete. First down at the 17. Hines Ward, his favorite target.
And again, when he's got time to step into it, Ben Roethlisberger delivered. That was a perfect throw. Hines Ward just had to stay in stride, didn't have to extend for the ball. And if Ben Roethlisberger, he's got a lot of work to do. You wouldn't think this guy's popularity could be any higher than it is right now. If they should win this game, look out.
Gives to Deuce Staley, and Staley dragging tacklers to the 10, a gain of almost 8.
See, this is where the Steelers, I would assume, are thinking to themselves, this is what we did to you last time. We exerted our will in the 4th quarter by wearing you out, and you would hope that thought doesn't cross the mind of the New York Jets defense. But right now, the Steelers offense right now is wearing out the Jets a little bit.
Look at that, 91 yards rushing this half. Using Staley to give Bettis a blow, and Staley running hard. Here he comes again. And there's where that hamstring doesn't quite give him that extra gear as you make your cut up field. He had to slow it down, round it off, and the Jets were there. Tongue and Ferguson with a stop.
Well, this is such a pivotal moment for this Jets defense. This is where the trips to the West Coast, the 5 quarters of overtime playoff football come into play. Overtime the week before in St. Louis. There aren't words to describe how tough it is to be out on the field in this position. Your lungs are burning. This is where a real football player, a real man steps up.
3rd and 1 at the 8. Bettis ran into his own man, but got his head down low and burrowed for what appears to be enough for a first down. We'll see. Barton and Vilma made the tackle, and they'll measure to make sure. Bettis, Every time you see him run, he's like the old bowling ball. And, of course, that's the family sport. Bettis himself a great bowler. He has a 300 game, his entire family. There's the big cat returning, Sean Ellis. They've missed him, and it's a first down and goal. And Ellis returns.
Well, Sean Ellis jogged out onto the field, and Donnie Henderson wastes no time in sending him back in there. They can use some fresh legs here on the Jets' front wall.
Steelers 7 yards away from tying it. 6:57, the clock running. Fourth quarter, Jets 17, Pittsburgh 10.
Kreider's in front of the bus.
It is the bus to the 4. Jason Ferguson to make the tackle. 2 Pro Bowlers there in the middle of that Steeler offensive line. Harding's at center and Faneca the guard.
Well, you try to take advantage of your best players in this situation. You saw Alan Faneca pull around into the hole, block on Jonathan Vilma. They love to run right up the middle. Why not? It takes advantage of Bettis' strengths and where your Pro Bowl players are in the middle of your line.
Bettis a yard away from 100. The toss inside to Hines Ward. Touchdown. The shovel pass to Ward.
Well, nice call. Nice call by Ken Wisenhunt, the offensive coordinator of the Steelers. That was a well-executed play, and it caught the Jets flat-footed. Coming from, you see, he's just set there to the left. Alan Faneca gets the good trap block, and Reggie Tongue just not able to make the tackle at the 1-yard line.
Now, taken for granted extra point, but this is big too. Josh Reed ties it at 17. To the delight of this Pittsburgh crowd, 66 yards in 12 plays. The score on the 4-yard shovel to Hines Ward.
I can't taste my beer. I can't taste my beer.
I can't taste my beer. Every year, thousands suffer from taste loss in silence, and the results are devastating.
I can't taste my beer.
There is hope, thanks to great tasting, less filling Miller Lite.
I can taste my beer.
Get the facts at PreventTasteLoss.com, because taste loss isn't your fault. Ignoring it is. Miller, good call.
When you're a star like me, you just get treated differently.
Key to the minibar?
Ooh. They miniaturize an entire bar just for me.
Turn down service.
Fantastic. Somehow they know I like to sleep between the sheets. Even my independent insurance agent spoils me.
John, for you, the best policy is drive insurance from Progressive. I've compared a lot of them.
You see, he treats me like the Sultan of Papa Mau Mau.
Actually, I do it for everyone.
Of course you do.
Everyone gets taken care of with drive insurance from Progressive.
I'd like a classic single combo, but instead of fries, I'd like a baked potato.
No problem.
Introducing combo choices only from Wendy's. Choose from 5 sides at no extra cost. Dave Thomas always said, if you're at Wendy's, you chose wisely.
Rated E for everyone.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Wendy's new combo choices. Wendy's, it's better here. Drive insurance from Progressive. Available only through an independent agent. Relax, just drive. And by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
Our thanks to MetLife for providing tonight's bird's eye view of all our football action using their 2 blimps and a fixed wing airplane. MetLife provides aerial coverage of about 70 television events a year. Look for the MetLife blimps in town. Jimenez rejected. Good solid hit by Harrison and Ike Taylor.
Introducing the 300 horsepower Acura RL. With voice-activated technology and the world's most advanced all-wheel drive. It shifts power to exactly where you need it for dramatically improved handling in all weather conditions. The road will never be the same. The all-new Acura RL.
You know what's insane? You can control the Black Eyed Peas with the push of a button.
F-R-E-S-H, fresh, D-E-F, that's right, we definite. We definite, Black Eyed Peas, we reppin' it. Yo, yo!
Airbag.
Same at the airport, check an email. I dropped my ThinkPad. It senses the drop. Hard drive braces for impact. Like an airbag.
So if I dropped it, it would just...
Brace for impact.
Oh, yeah?
That's not my notebook.
Check, please.
Klutz-proof wireless, only on a ThinkPad with Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Numbers are everywhere, but what if numbers...
The violence has escalated.
...could solve crimes?
Say I couldn't see the sprinkler. From the pattern of the drops, I could calculate its precise location. You can tell us where the killer lives? Yeah.
Drop the knife or I'll shoot!
Everything is numbers.
The emotional investment of the loyalists in Pittsburgh. The towels are out.
It's been a long time since I've been in a stadium that felt like this.
From the 23, the Jets. And Curtis Martin straight forward for about 4.
Let's go back to the touchdown. Here's Hines Ward right here. Watch the pull by Alan Faneca, the left guard, as he comes out, gets a trap block. That is a well-executed shovel pass. That is just a good-looking play. And the Jets really had no chance whatsoever.
To tie it at 17, and Ben Roethlisberger leading the celebration. Now it's the Jets. Pressure under all this noise. Pennington, deep downfield, complete to the midfield stripe to Justin McCarrans, who has another catch, his 4th in the game.
Boy, and that was a lot of cushion being given to McCarrans. You see right there Willie Williams falling way off and giving McCarrans, well, I think way too much room underneath. That was a gift to the Jets from the Steelers secondary, and Chad Pennington took advantage of it with a good throw to McCarrans.
The rangy McCarrans at 6'2", picked by the Jets in a trade from Tennessee for a number 2 draft just because he's that big target. They reverse it to Jericho Cotchery, and he just gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Kimo von Oelhoffen not fooled a bit. All right, just a quick pause here. Does last week's Jets-Chargers game rank with you in the annals of great NFL playoff games? You can cast your vote at NFL.com. This one may top that one. There's Von Oelhoffen, who played at Boise State, a native of Molokai, Hawaii. Made a big play on the first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Lamont Jordan in motion to the outside. Pennington screens it to Martin. Gets a good block. 40, 35. A 17-yard gain and a first down before Chris Hope can make the stop.
Well, we saw that really well-executed screen by the Steelers, and the Jets come right back with one of their own. This is more of a middle screen. You can see Curtis Martin gets lost in traffic. Kendall comes out in front. Kevin Mawai got a block back. Now Chad Pennington, a good screen depends on the quarterback waiting until the last minute, and that's what happens to the quarterback more often than not. If you're going to sell it, you're going to take a hit.
And that's how Pennington has fractured a wrist 2 years ago and hurt his shoulder in Buffalo this year. Falls much like that. Back to Martin. Vaulting through a hole for 4 to the 29.
Well, I think back to Herman Edwards talking to Armin Katayan going in at halftime saying, my team doesn't have any quit. My team won't give up. And that's what Herman has said about this Jets team all year long. And look at how they are responding with this drive as we come towards the 2-minute warning left in the game. This is impressive by the Jets.
2.5 minutes to go. Jets didn't score a touchdown in their first game here against Pittsburgh. They don't have a offensive touchdown tonight. There are 2 touchdowns, a punt return, interception return. They're in wrong field goal range, but they stay with Jordan, and Lamont Jordan able to move the pile a couple of yards to the 28-yard line, and that will probably take us to the 2-minute timeout unless one is called.
Pittsburgh, I believe, took a timeout.
Steelers used their first of the second half at the 2:07 mark. The game tied at 17.
You smell food?
You okay?
Yeah. Maybe we should stay out here a couple more days.
Okay.
Get as far away as you can. The 4-wheel drive, 255 horsepower Pilot from Honda.
Keep left. We're left. Got it. Thanks.
Units per transaction, then we could up the margins by a very sizable
NFL on CBS is sponsored by the 4-wheel drive 255 horsepower Pilot, built by Honda, and by Nextel. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
A reminder, a big surprise ending Monday on a new CSI Miami. Monday, 9 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Why would Pittsburgh call a timeout to save 7 seconds before they were going to get a clock stoppage at the 2-minute warning?
3rd down, 5. Martin, the running back. Pennington throws it incomplete, but he saved a sack and leaves the Jets within field goal range at the 2:03 mark. And here comes Doug Bryan, kicked one 42 yards, and that was no modest effort. It was a bad snap, great hold by Goen, and Mr. Bryan had to adjust his whole step movement in order to make the kick. 46 yards is the longest by a visiting kicker. This would be 47.
And if he misses, Pittsburgh will get outstanding field position.
Is it long enough? No, it hit the crossbar. 46, it would have been good. 47, too long. Oh, my.
What are the honchos doing here?
I think Phil is taking credit for the server consolidation.
The evils.
Back at Heinz Field, Doug Bryan's 47-yard field goal attempt hits the crossbar. The Jets are in this game because a rookie kicker from San Diego misfired from 40. And now the Steelers have a chance to try to move into field goal range of their own. And the Steelers, with 2 timeouts remaining, My guess is wish right now they had that timeout they burned at the 2:07 mark to save only 7 seconds. I bet you they'd trade those 7 seconds for that timeout back right now.
And how fragile the distance when we come down to the pressure of a field goal kicker. He hit the crossbar in San Diego and went through. He hits it and it bounces out in Pittsburgh tonight.
And he's got the leg. Doug Bryant's made a lot of kicks over 50 yards. There's no wind here. That wasn't an issue.
So the Steelers do indeed start with good field position at the 37. Plenty of time and a field goal perhaps to win it for them. Roethlisberger to throw. Throws it high and intercepted. Too tall. And here comes Barrett. David Barrett all the way to the 36-yard line of the Steelers. An off-balance throw by Roethlisberger, and it was too tall and right to Barrett.
Well, he tried to get it to Plexico Burress. He was going to his big receiver, all 6'5" of him. And when you that's Lee Mays, rather. I take it back. That's Lee Mays. And the ball just sails. Well, Lee Mays was not the intended target. Plexico Burress was the intended target. He did throw it way over his head.
Right back to where they tried the field goal before, the 37-yard line. And now this big Pittsburgh crowd edgy as the Jets are in position to use the clock and get the points necessary for a huge upset win. They start with Curtis Martin, and he guns inside the 35. Clark Higgins makes the tackle. 29-yard line, the target line for a 46-yard field goal. Obviously 47 is right at that range, and the Jets are 5 away from that target line. Roethlisberger intercepted again. Previously a big pick by Reggie Tung that was returned 86 yards for a touchdown. And it's been the big plays for the Jets on defense and special teams that have them in a position where they could win tonight. A punt return by Santana Moss and Reggie Tung's interception return for the 2 touchdowns by the Jets. A fumble by Bettis and the 2 interceptions, the 3 turnovers against a team that was number 2 in the league, and that turnover differential, a +17. Only the Colts were better, +18. A reminder, the Subway postgame show with Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer coming up. You'll hear from the winner of today's game. Armin Katan will be there for the interviews, plus updating the playoff picture coming up on the Subway postgame show. With 1:37 left, Pennington dumps it off, complete to Martin. And he's down to the 25-yard line. That would be a 42-yard field goal attempt. Chris Hoke made the tackle.
Oh, and Curtis Martin lost his legs there. That looked like he had a chance to get bigger yardage than that. And as this clock continues to run, I'm sure it's not lost on New York Jets fans that the final score of their overtime win last week against San Diego was 20-17.
And there was a missed field goal in overtime by Nate Kading, the young kicker for the San Diego Chargers.
And they were large underdogs in that game.
Martin stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and the clock is at 50 seconds and running.
I would try to get closer. I would run some high percentage plays if I'm the Jets.
Well, this is no gimme. This would be a 42-yard attempt.
I would want to be closer.
Meanwhile, the clock now at 30 seconds. Lamont Jordan in the backfield. Second down. Jordan embracing the ball with both hands. Gets a couple to the 23.
Well, Doug Bryant's going to come out and try to win the game for the Jets, but I'm sure he wouldn't have minded if New York would have made a little more of an effort to get a little closer to the goalpost.
40 yards will be the kick. His 28-yard overtime field goal won it last week. He missed only 5 times all season, Brian. He's missed tonight when he hit the crossbar at 47. Let's go back to last week and the kick that broke the Chargers' heart as Brian, dead center, gave the Jets that 2017 win in overtime.
And that was a 40-yarder.
And Doug Bryan just moments ago, 47 yards, was about a half yard too much for him as he kisses the crossbar. No good.
Oh, that was a 28-yard field goal.
Last week.
Yeah, last week. Pardon me.
Well, this one is going to be spotted, we would guess, at the 40-yard line. Wonder if the Steelers have any kind of surprise. No, he's going to stay. Pennington's going to stay in for another.
They may try to move the ball directly into the middle.
They got 6 seconds to do it and then call the time. I don't understand what that accomplished. Timeout called. They used 2 seconds. Now it's 4 seconds.
They just wanted to make sure that under no circumstances, even if this was a missed field goal, that Pittsburgh could not have a chance to run a play.
Okay.
Now that they're down to 4 seconds, they're guaranteed of there being no time left on the clock at all.
Herman Edwards, his team coming up with a big plays, not an offensive touchdown in the game for the Jets, and yet they have a chance to dismiss the #1 seeds, the Steelers, if this kick is good.
Going to be spotted at the 33, so a 43-yard attempt.
And the Steelers will use a timeout to ice Doug Bryan. That to be expected.
And I'm sure that every single person in Heinz Field right now is thinking, this cannot be happening to our 15-1 Pittsburgh Steelers, our #1 seed. Well, the score tied at 17. Pittsburgh thinking that they were going to move down into field goal range. Ben Roethlisberger severely overthrows Plexico Burress. David Barrett with the interception. And that puts the New York Jets and gives Herman Edwards' team, in which he says that this team has no quit, for the second week in a row in the playoffs, they have a chance to pull a large upset.
Crowd will tell you whether the Jets win. It.
Well, let's play some overtime.
The reversal of emotions on one swing of his right foot.
Well, this one never had a chance. Doug Bryan hooked this ball badly to the left. Good snap, good hold. He just pulled this one. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, there's a young kicker out in San Diego who could commiserate with Doug Bryan.
And yes, Ben, you get another shot.